weather, would you make it better, or would you make it rain on parades? You can carry an umbrella, but I am here to tell you, you can also carry grenades. I'm on that king shit, king shit, king shit. Bend the knee, baby, kiss the ring shit. On my throne in my lap is where the queen sit. Excalibur, challenger with a clean hit. Then I wake up, day to day a wage slave. Wanna make an omelet? You gotta break eggs. They say wait in line, you'll be fine, don't make waves. We gotta pop this pinata for a payday. I ain't talking rob a bank and get away. No petty crime, I'ma find a better way. Peasants protest, hit them with the pepper spray. So I'ma let the salt burn, live it every day. Murder on the dance floor, belle of the ball. Pocket family heirlooms, selling them all. It's a little too late to start building a wall. About to hit this jackpot, watch your billions fall. Let them eat cake, ain't life a bitch? You are what you eat the rich. Big bank, take little bank, little bitch. You are what you eat the rich. Some men build their cities up, while others burn them down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'ma wear the crown. Normally I'd order me filet mignon. I'm in the mood for something rich, so today Elon. Wrestle me a Tesla, barbecue you like the Twitter bird. Serving coq l'orange, then move on to a bigger nerd. You could've built bridges, but you built gates. Microsoft aggressions, I'ma get a little taste. Flipping burgers, murder with a side of fries. I offend you, the menu decides who dies. Market price, so I'm fishing in the Amazon. Hooked another crook and I'm bringing him to Babylon. Order up, serve the Walmart Heirs family style. Great value, feed everyone in half a mile. Times is tough, when you're hungry it gets rough. Then we get a little rowdy when we do not get enough. You throw a couple crumbs, we fighting to make crumb cake. We taste that pound of flesh and it opens up the floodgate. Let them eat cake, ain't life a bitch? You are what you eat the rich. Big bank, take little bank, little bitch. You are what you eat the rich. Some men build their cities up, while others burn them down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'ma wear the crown. Carry the sword, the king's dead. Long live the king, swords over my head. Ready for war, the king's dead. Long live the king, now they come from my head.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the show goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching LolcowRewind. Rewind. I'm your host, Billy the Fridge. And you were listening to Wear the Crown off of my album, God Complex. As you know, we got a couple of crowns here in the RWO, Poke Gaga Shy. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody. As always, you know that we did coerce both of them into becoming crowns because we're sick in the head. We're terrible people. But we admit that. One thing we will never do is lie to you, except when we lie to you, which I often do. But I also lie to my co-host, Xylie Gets Real. Xylie, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Hell yeah. We were in the Discord earlier, and I might have said something, brought something to your attention that pissed you right off. And
yeah.
I didn't do anything to stop you from being angry. I just decided to start a stream, make a thumbnail, and
yeah, you dickhead.
We had a nice conversation in the Discord right until we went live. We were talking with some of the fans about the instances that happened today. Gary Chumley, thank you for the grifted. Extreme Abyss, welcome to Cash Cow. Supreme Leader Bread says, I called it, Boogie Gaga, I still ship. The Lorax, welcome to Cash Cow. And Renier 7575, welcome to Cash Cow. I don't know if Huge Ass is watching right now. I saw him leave the Discord earlier.
I'm kind of upset about that.
I read a message.
Not gonna lie.
I read a message he posted last night. He was not too happy. He says, I hope today's a better day. Today was not a better day. That sucks. Keemstar did a solo stream today and went over all the actions that happened on Test. Had me and Test on. Mr. Boom Boom Pow. I love that name. Let me say
Thank
boom,
you.
Boom Pow. Thank you for the grifted. But
1 second, baby.
Un segundo para.
Oh,
para
sorry.
ganar.
I was talking to my cat because this is the time I usually feed her. And I didn't feed her.
I thought you were talking to me.
No, I was talking to Pumpkin. She's
I hear-
mad because she hasn't gotten dinner.
I hear 1 second, baby, and I'm like, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be talking to you like that, buddy.
What? Okay, that's fair. Here's Zombie. Welcome to Cash Cow. 4 months deep. That's a long time. A lot can happen in 4 months. 4 months ago, I was a fat piece of shit, according to some people. Oh, Turtle, upgraded membership to PayPig. You know what happens when you come to PayPig on this channel?
This
Rewind
bottle's
World
empty
Order.
from last night.
Rewind World Order.
Throw that one away.
We swig for pigs around here. Cheers to you, Turtle. It's a little of the good stuff. It's not even fair anymore. I've become a whiskey snob. This stuff goes down too easily. It's almost like a little treat now. Before it would burn a little bit. Now it goes down smooth. Swigging for a pig. What are we doing, Xylie? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Are we threatening
I
our
don't know.
pay pigs? Are we taking advantage of them by drinking alcohol for them? Where do you draw the line? That's what everyone wants to know. They're like, where do you draw the line? And I do want to say that is a good question, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think you don't know where you draw the line, but in my opinion, once someone tells you that you've crossed the line, you don't spend so much time telling them that they're wrong, right? You don't send troves of your fans onto podcasts and into calls to also say that that person is wrong. That might be where you draw the line. That's something that I think that the Test fans right now are struggling to realize. And poor Chroma came on LolcowRewind live today, and she simply said her view of things, and she felt like she was turning on Test. It's like, no, you just said how you saw things. You shouldn't feel like you can't be honest.
Yeah.
You're a huge supporter of their channel. They should support you. Like she's like, oh well. They're paying me for art and supporting my art career. It shouldn't mean you can't speak your mind, right? If you feel pressured not to speak your mind, that's a problem. Trans Ben Shapiro says, "Welcome to BAM World," and I think Nightmare immediately went to her in the DM and said, "Don't worry, you're fine, right? You're fine," and like she should,
And that's good.
She should be fine, but the fact that she feels that way is indicative of a problem that needs to be solved.
I think, okay, so not saying everybody in either situation, all right, in either party, rewind or test, I'm not saying everybody, all right, but sometimes when two content creators or channels are fighting, whether it's in the LCU or not, fans can actually make it worse than what it actually is. that's going back and forth and saying, hey, they're saying this over here when it's not really what it was said, or hey, this is going on over there. And they like to pump up the fight that's going on. And this situation, if you want to be a fan of Tess, be a fan of Tess. I don't care. That does not make me look at you any less.
Now, I got multiple people. I got multiple people in the chat right now asking what happened, what situation. So today on Test, Keemstar brought up the Test dating stream where SSO Michelangelo went on Test, and he felt like he was kind of coerced into becoming a pay pig after the dating show because the girl that was on the dating show with him was like big up, like trying to like really pouring it on thick that she liked him. Grim and Nightmare were both like pushing him to like, and the girl were pushing him to become cash cow and then pay pig. Mm-hmm. And even like one of the, I think the mods was like, now if you date her, you got to become a crown, right? They were like really pushing him to the subscriber culture around him. And at the end of the thing, at the end of the dating episode, Nightmare was like, hey, remember, you said you'd become a pay pig, right? And he was like, oh, yeah, let me check my bank account. Became a pay pig. And then after the show was over, the girl was like up until the end of the show, she was like, oh, yeah, you know, it's up to Michelangelo whether we go further. I'm definitely up to going further with him. And then after the show, it was like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm not really into you. After he became a pay pig, after it was off air, things changed, and he just kind of felt like, you know, he was emotionally, he caught feelings for her, and he felt kind of duped. And a few days went by, and he kind of like said he didn't feel okay to a few people. He talked to Rastov, talked to some other people. Word got to me. I reached out to him. He told me some things that kind of broke my heart. Felt for the guy. And we got into a phone call. Long story short, Tess came in, offered a refund, but it was with caveats. And the whole time they were kind of like fighting him on whether he really felt feelings or really felt bad or really didn't want to pay pig. It was really kind of a shitty situation when they probably should have been like, okay, dude, you had a bad time. Here's your money. We made way more money off of you on that stream. Your pay pig shouldn't have even been a make or break scenario for us, right?
Right.
Like it shouldn't even been an issue. They just clouded it up and made it even worse overall. And now they're deflecting so much. They're like saying that I'm a piece of shit for bringing this up. They're coming at Keemstar and saying things to Keem that Keem's saying he's catching them in straight lies to him. Keem's pissed because he's like, these guys are fucking lying to me. And then their fans are going on to shows and they're saying like, we were there. Michelangelo, his feelings aren't valid. And also he knew better. It's like they're contradicting themselves in the process too, devaluing him. So it's adding up to just exactly what Michelangelo was like. It's adding up to him versus all of them, which is what it was in the first place when it was him versus all of them when he got fleeced for the fucking pay pig in the beginning. And now it's him versus all of them, except now he's got Billy and Keemstar backing him up, and now Billy's the bad guy because I backed him up. It's like Michelangelo bought a Rewind hat, right? He bought a Rewind hat. Mm-hmm. He wears a Rewind hat. I didn't tell him to buy a Rewind hat directly. I told everybody to buy a Rewind hat. He was one of the people that went out and bought a Rewind hat. Nightmare says, Billy doesn't even care about Michelangelo. That's the worst part. He just wants to attack me because I chastise him for making a dick joke.
That's not true because since you found out about it, this has been bothering the fuck out of you since you found out about it.
If Michelangelo is willing to wear the Rewind hat, I'm willing to wear the bad guy hat. You can call me the bad guy all you want, But you've also called me a fat, vile piece of shit. You've also called me so many other fucking names to deflect from the fact that you still haven't taken direct ownership for just fucking up here. And the worst thing is, if you would have just said, yeah, we fucked up, you didn't have to give him his money back, right? You could have just said, I'm sorry, dude. Like, if you didn't like that, we're sorry, dude. He didn't ask for his money back. But if you could have just been like, sorry, dude, like we're really fucking sorry that happened. We didn't realize. We'll tell everybody here that was too much. And then if you went in the future and took this as a learning experience, not to put someone else in that position again, that would have been a huge fucking W. But I felt like you were just trying to cover it up, shuffle him underneath, offer him a payout so he wouldn't talk about it. And then you guys might go off and do it again to somebody else. And I've had multiple mothers reach out to me who are mothers of autistic sons, and they're like, this shit hurt me. Watching this happen hurt me. And they're like, thank you, Billy, for speaking up. So if I was only speaking up because I'm the bad guy, I'm happy that I could be the hero to them too. You know? It's like, if I'm the bad guy, I'll wear the bad guy hat. Gladly. Because Michelangelo wears the rewind hat. So it's fair to me. That's fair to me, dude. Maximus Houdini with that pay pig message says, threaten me all you want. I just may dig it. You both earned my support, trust, and are the most honest host in the LCU. True, RWO for life. I'll drink to that. John Harlan, welcome to Cash Cow. Lawless Fern says, my shout out pussy shirt shipped today. Gonna wear it when I visit my mom. I think Nightmare called out my shut up pussy phrase too when he was attacking me. Nightmare called out me calling slow news day on Rostov. He said that yeah, Billy gets mad at somebody. One of the reasons Hugh Jess left, he said that I'm number 2 in the LCU and anybody who goes up against me falls. I want to point something out, Hugh, if you're watching or anybody else who's watching. I am not going after people. And here's the secret. If you're ever in the other side of my tracks, they're almost always jokes. And if they're not jokes, all you have to do is back down and you'll be fine. When you choose not to back down...
Billy, you did well by me at those other guys.
Hey, Majaha, if I'm doing well by you, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. If you don't back down, I'm not gonna back down. Why the fuck would I back down? If I'm your proclaimed number 2 around here, why the fuck am I gonna back down? I'm gonna paint a pretty clear picture of what happened. These guys skyrocketed to the fucking mid and got egos. And they're accusing everybody else of having egos when they can't take accountability. And that's cool. If you want to be those guys, be those guys. But don't be those guys when people are getting hurt. And then don't hide behind other people. Don't use the girl as a shield saying, oh, well, she can't handle it. So we're going to hide behind her because she can't handle it. So we don't want anybody to talk about this because of her.
Can I say something
to
that? Just to that point. Not saying that she said it, but you lose the right of not being content as a viewer as soon as you call into a fucking show. As soon as you call into a fucking show, you're content. So whether that's flirting with other people, whether that's saying something stupid on stream or anything else that you can do when you call into a show, you lose the right to be able to say either that person shouldn't be made into content or that person saying they don't want to be content because you are the content as soon as you call in. That is a simple fact.
You wanted to be part of content when it was bringing Michelangelo in as content with you for the dating show. You wanted to cook with Michelangelo, right?
100%.
To me, it looked like Michelangelo was Carrie. And they brought him in to pick on him, and they poured blood on his head. And then guess what? You didn't realize Kerry had superpowers. He had the RWO hat on. And then y'all got yours this time. Sorry.
I hated that argument about her. We didn't want to make her into content. You made her into content as soon as you put her on that dating show. Sorry, that's just a fact of a fact. As soon as you show up online where people can see you, just know videos can be made about you. People can give commentary on what you did, how you acted, etc. You are the content once you call into a show.
And if we don't talk about this publicly, and they give him a refund, and it's under the caveat, I give you the refund, but I don't want to hear anything about this ever again. Okay, if that's your rule on the refund, my thought is, will you do this again? And if you do this again, will the people not be able to call it out when it happens again? Because it seems like you don't think you did anything wrong, even though someone's hurt, even though you're arguing to this moment. He wasn't really hurt. He's a 33-year-old man. He should know better. You know? But also saying, oh, we care about his feelings too in the other breath. There's a lot of doublespeak here. That's the problem. And so I'm calling it out publicly, not because I have a hate boner, not because I'm a piece of shit, but because maybe the rest of the LCU needs to be the watchdogs. And when they turn into test and they see another dating show and there's another nerdy guy up there who's being talked to by a girl, you say, hey, guy, you know, maybe you shouldn't pay big after this one's over. This might not be real. Or maybe he actually is in on it. We'll see.
All I know is I'm like I've already had my yell about it, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to yell again when we start looking at things that were said. But I am going to say this, and I said it in the voice chat. I'll say it now. I don't give a fuck. Unless you're in my inner circle, I'm not fucking helping anybody anymore. I refuse. And I know that I have been this whole entire time trying to come up with many reasons why Grim and Nightmare messed up. And I would say that I don't think it was done malicious, but they did fuck up because they're new. And, okay, let me finish, please. I just, I'm not doing that anymore. Because apparently, I'm just a flip-flopper, right?
As
Nightmare?
someone who hops on occasion, I do it knowing that there will be people talking about me, good or bad. I got 3 JD Vances and other comparisons. I was in the clips from the clip channel Keem watched. Don't hop on otherwise.
Yeah. You're live in front of hundreds, if not thousands of people, right?
Okay, Blitzwolf has a great question because this is actually a state of contention too, being the commentary YouTuber I am. I don't know if I agree, Xylie. That's a bit of a slope. You may as well be saying you're a public figure for simply having a Twitter account. Guess what? Anything you type on Twitter, if it has something to do with a story that I'm talking about, I can absolutely use what you type on Twitter as content. Why? Because you don't own those tweets. Twitter does.
Well,
100%.
They're public. Shinobi Ben says, imagine calling into a show when you're literally the main focal point of the show, but you're not part of the content. You made that choice. Phantom Void says, to the fan that called in on live today saying that he was both in on it and saying he should have known better. Which is it? Can't have it both ways. Exactly. That's the problem. I think that's there is the doublespeak, right? Like having it both ways is a big part of the problem. And it is what it is. I don't want to harp too much on what happened because what happened. It's about what happens going forward. Like Keem.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the girl was trying to help her boys out. All right. And she went in there with the intention of trying to help them out. And I think they were too stupid to realize what was fucking going on. And they ran with it. I'm going to be honest. That's what I think.
Midnight Rider says, Billy, do you hold the man accountable for any of it? What did he do? He got hurt. That's all. He had a fun stream. He thought the girl was into him. He got his feelings hurt. He felt like he was duped. And then afterwards, he was hurting, right? That's all he did. Did he go around starting shit and telling them that they were wrong for doing what they did? No, he just said, I feel like they coerced me, I feel like they were shitty.
I think them trying to overcorrect this fucking issue and this fucking problem has made them look 10 times fucking worse.
Yeah.
So I understand where people have the feeling that the whole entire thing was a setup by Grim and Nightmare. I get it. I understand why y'all are seeing that. I understand why y'all think that. Because their overcorrection has fucking sucked.
Yeah.
They have sucked throughout this whole thing and they haven't been doing it correctly.
Jason said, I had a very good night, Billy. Nice to see you again. Good to see you too, Jason. Mel says she knew exactly what she was doing. They all knew what was going on except for one person, unfortunately. It was a game for the three of them. I mean, that's really what it feels like now. That's what it looks like now.
Look like.
And
they've made it look like that.
And they can say no, right? But the problem is they're also saying yes and no.
Vibes, you're claiming I was bashing Xylie? Get the screenshots with timestamps. Let's fucking go. We are waiting.
Huge ass. If Vibes is saying that, we don't believe that.
I'm going to be honest, Hugh. I'm going to be very honest with you. I've already got a bunch of screenshots and shit like that. I haven't seen not one of you saying anything bad about me.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
And that has never been in contention up in here.
And Hugh, everything you said about me, it only hurts me that you see me that way, because I know how I feel in this situation, and I feel like I'm doing the right thing. And I know you feel like you're doing the right thing, dude. And we're just on the wrong side of the track here. But like, you are on that side, and that's fine. But when Nightmare told me I don't feel for fucking SSO Michelangelo, I feel a lot more for SSO Michelangelo than I care about Nightmare at all. Like, I hope him and Grim do just fine. I think him and Grim are two very selfish people. And I saw that multiple times over the past few months, and that's fine. I would be friends with them, but I'm friends with selfish people. That's not a deal breaker for me. It's not a deal breaker. Seth Look says all they needed to say was it was meant to be fun. Along the line, it became real. We refunded his money. Please don't take it out on her. She did nothing wrong. This was on us. God damn, that would be so good. That would have been so good.
Honestly, if they would have done that, none of this would have happened. Because here's the thing about viewers, right? Now, some viewers would have still held it against them. You're still going to have the outliers. But you know what people love? People love accountability kings and queens.
Yeah.
And they would have been accountability kings if they would have just simply done that. Because guess what? Life is messy and you're always going to fuck up. But as long as you can take that accountability and go, you know what? We fucked up and we refunded his money and we feel bad for this and we just want to be accountable.
I'll tell
None
you
of this.
I'll tell you something.
He wouldn't have went live today.
I'll tell you something I don't like about the whole thing about them being new creators. Like saying they're new creators, they're new at this, they're new at this. There's a reason you have kids' tables, right? You don't let kids eat at the adult table that often.
You know what's funny? is that's what I've been saying about them this whole entire time. I have been calling them newbie content creators, and they made a newbie fucking mistake. I have been saying that this entire time. I have been throwing life rafts at them this entire fucking time.
This is YouTube is the adult table. This is the adult table, and they're making kids' mistakes. And they're not making adult decisions to fix them. Accountability is like good soap. If you use it real quick, you don't get sick. If you leave the germs on your fucking hands, you get sick. If you wash right up, that accountability washes those germs off. Accountability will clear you of so much shit. It really does. But new people don't know that. New people don't know that.
I've had to suck it up a lot from stupid shit coming out of my fucking mouth. I got canceled one time from my own goddamn community. And you know what? I was wrong. And I took accountability for it. Because I fucked up.
Deal City says they made LCU drama, so a W in my books. If that's how you want to work at, if that's how you want to look at it, then yeah, let's get a W. A W for everybody. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'll even walk away being Billy Bad Guy here. Bunny Stalker.
It looks like a predatory scheme from my POV honey trap, like you said yesterday, Billy. I assume Michelangelo is somewhat vulnerable if his mom has to keep track of his finances. Real good night still.
Real good night. Yeah,
we're not doing today is not the day for that.
I mean,
okay?
if we
maybe
get
towards the end, right now is not.
If we get a real good night in the dono, I'm just gonna say it like each time.
You know, I'm this close from spurging the fuck out. Right now would not be the time.
Just
for
in the
a real
dono,
good
I'm
night.
gonna say like a little sing, just each time it comes in a dono type thing. You know, that's it. Just a little blurb. But Lawless Prince's opinions of Twiggy being back on Aussie with the steak. I'm excited to see the chaos. That'll be fun. 18, Miss Mechanical says, I often wonder what percentage of Nightmare's fighting and looping Grim agrees with, and how much he's like, dude, shut up, please. We look so dumb. I think a lot of it is dude, shut up. From what I've talked to with Beans about, a lot of this is stuff she went through with Grim, and he just disassociates, he disconnects through most anything until someone goes too far, and then he like gets into it. So I think he just kind of like backs out until it's too far, and then because I've seen Grim put his foot down on occasion with Nightmare.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
he has. So
like you know he's got it in there. I just think he's like he can't be bothered until it's like too far. Rastov says, I just got fired off Aussie. Again.
Good. About time Rastov got fired from somewhere.
Damn, dude. Damn. Ashers says, I love you guys. Keem, unhide me from live chat, please. Damn. Shinobi Ben says, also 90% autistic people take things more literal. And like him taking things more literal, like that's on him. Like the autistic thing is just a descriptive word. It's still, the autism's on him, but they still chose him for a reason, right? They knew it would be funny to have him on the show as a partner, and part of that is because he is an autistic, nerdy, goofy, gooner guy. They knew it would be content.
I'm sorry, Nightmare, but I'm going to believe Billy and Rastov on what you said about that girl than you. Because Billy and Rastov, especially Rastov's not going to lie about something like that. This is where your overcorrection is fucking you up.
I didn't even speak up on it when it was brought up in, because we were in the test chat and it was brought up and Rastov was talking about it. I didn't even speak up in the test chat because nobody in there wants to hear me back up anything. So I just shut the fuck up when Nightmare and Rastov were talking about that, because I'm like, I know me talking about this ain't gonna help.
Wait, so he said it to Keem to, bro. Wait, so Nightmare, you not only said to Billy Rastoff and Keem, and now you're saying that you didn't say that girl was going to Minecraft herself? Keem, of all people?
Well, I think Rastov told Keem that he said it. But
Rastoff just messaged me and said he also said it to Keem himself.
Oh shit, was it? Yeah. Slow news day. Lolcow Satan says even DSP took accountability eventually, and the detractors folded. Nothing bad comes from accountability. It's so easy to take accountability, but when you're young, maybe when you're young and climbing, you immediately just think accountability will fold you. It's the opposite. What makes you a lolcow is the looping of not accepting things, not being able to see that you can be wrong sometimes. And then people milk that. Let's bring in... Oh, should we bring in King Scott? He's in waiting.
Might as well.
Let's go. If we didn't read anybody's comments, they're going to have to remind us. I think we got everybody. King Scott, how you doing? The mighty
King Scott, hello.
King Scott.
Hello, King Scott.
On LolcowRewind.
Oh, I was muted.
It's okay.
I came here yesterday looking for peace.
Yeah.
And, I like you. I like everyone here. I like everyone involved.
Yeah.
I need to confront you, Billy.
Go ahead.
Did you say Nightmare
Just
was
maybe
trying
the
to
LC
manipulate
should stay away from dating
chat?
shows there's 0 to 2.
Just maybe the LCU should stay away from dating shows. There's 0-2. Yeah, I remember when Nightmare and Grim were talking about, we did something original and people are just trying to take down an original idea when the people were 1st talking about this.
Becky got here?
Yeah, and I said in chat, I said, guys, not original. The first one with Becky didn't end too well either. And they're like, oh yeah. That was before, like, this is when the murmurings first happened with everything. So what was that, King Scott? Sorry, we had a dono come through.
Did you say in a VC chat right after I left that Nightmare was trying to manipulate me?
I don't believe I used those words exactly, no.
Not exactly. What kind of words do you use, man?
I believe what I said was you coming up in here was indicative of a groupthink when you were trying to say that Michelangelo, because Michelangelo was on the spectrum and you had Asperger's, that he shouldn't have feelings and you should know that he shouldn't have caught feelings for somebody. That was part of a groupthink idea, that you were part of the groupthink.
I like you, man.
Yeah.
I really do. I like you. I like all of you guys, man.
Yeah.
And I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
I think Nightmare has a point. I think this is sort of a continuation of the Deox stuff. And you're right. And here's the truth. Here's the truth. And y'all have been, and this is the truth. I'm sorry to say this. Nightmare is like 90% at fault. And I think you have been like 10% at fault.
Yes, because we put them on a dating show together. You're right. And we had that girl go and flirt with Michelangelo.
Oh, no, not about this. Not about
right.
this. About this whole war.
No, let me finish. And we definitely set it up for them to do a dating show. And then we definitely set it up for them to tell fucking Michelangelo, aren't you going to pay, pig? We definitely did that. 100%.
You're right about that,
Xylie.
Xylie, I love you. You're right about that. But y'all have been feuding like personal.
Why?
You, Billy and Nightmare, you have been doing that personal.
Have I? He called me a piece of shit. How you came in here?
Me and said
you came in here. You entered into this. I didn't involve you. You came in here.
You were trying to say I was trying to put this group thing, and I'm just trying to like keep some peace, man.
Okay, you said King Scott. What you're doing right now, King Scott. What you're doing right now is indicative that you're stuck in groupthink. Can I? I'm going to read you some things.
I just said Nightmare was 90% wrong with this whole thing.
Okay, here are some key warning signs.
I'm not talking about the whole situation.
Here are some key warning signs that you're in a cult. Undue influences. The group or leader exerts excessive control over your finances, relationships, and personal choices.
How I'm saying he's
Isolations.
at fault for most of this shit.
You're encouraged or forced to limit contact with family and friends, creating a strong sense of dependence on the group. Lack of critical thinking. Questions or criticisms of the leader or group are discouraged, and conformity to the group's beliefs is expected. Fear tactics. The group uses fear to
I
control
wonder
members.
if this is how detached you are in any serious conversation.
Billy,
That was poetic.
y'all have been like trying to pick like, and here's the thing: you have been right for the vast majority. I think the overwhelming 95%. But you have a feud between him. You do.
I don't. Here's the thing, right? He came after
Then why
me.
are you trying to involve me? Why are you saying bringing me
Scott,
up?
Scott,
You're
do you
the
not
one that came up
realize
on the show and said
you
something.
came into the show to devalue Michelangelo's feelings? You remember that?
I said no. I said, like, this is the truth. It's less about Michelangelo and more about Lila. I think she's been done through a ringer. I don't think she tried to lead him on at all.
Okay, but remember you said
Would
you
you
said
like to see screenshots that says otherwise?
and
I think. Well, here's the thing. They're both. I saw those screenshots.
But do you remember yesterday
think-
you said I have Asperger's and he should know better than to catch feelings. Remember that? You came here to say that. I didn't bring you into this. You came here to say that.
He seems like to actually catch some feelings for someone he met 4 days ago.
So now you're saying he
And it's
can't.
just like
I thought some people were saying that his feelings were valid, and then also saying that he shouldn't have had them as well. Like
I let me clarify just a little bit. I know, Xylie, I'm sorry you're mad at me. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be
But, like,
sorry.
I never once said I was mad at you.
You like
I'm not mad
I
at
think
you.
here's
Speak
the
your
thing.
truth,
This is what
you
I
just-
think have happened. This is what I think. I think it was a game at the beginning. Then they both had something real. Then I think she, from what she's told me, she just saw that it wasn't going to work and broke things off, and he took it as she was leading him on. That's what I think happened.
and I think you're biased.
Okay, that's
I'm-
fair.
You came in here. You came here to tell me that I brought you into this when yesterday you came on here and said these
You were
things.
saying I was being like that. Like, let's get real. This group thing. That's just a different way of saying I'm being manipulated. I'm trying to like help all. I'm trying to help everyone here. I think I'm trying to help Beans, Graham. Like people's real feelings are getting hurt here,
Was it
and these are real people. And I'm trying to help you too.
was it okay for you to come in here and say that Michelangelo shouldn't have caught feelings? Was that okay?
I think that is okay because that is unrational. Of
And
what
do you think-
I think
you
it
think-
was just.
Do you
This
think
is
it
something
was part of
supposed
the
to-
group think that made you say that, or do you think you came to that on
No.
your own opinion?
On my own.
There you go. Then it's not a group think thing. It has independent thought. My bad for accusing you of that. I thought because
Been
that's
a
what
fan for
everybody
a
in the
while,
group
but
said.
Billy's performance today on Live convinced me to become cash
Alright.
cow.
Cheers to you, John Harlan.
Because
Cheers
here's
to
the thing, that group, I'm saying like Nightmare's, he's coming hot. I even told him that today. And I'm going against that group.
Are you?
He's fucked up massive. He's fucked up big.
Well, because you're not that crazy,
And that's
right?
not what the group is saying.
The group has to accept that he's fucked up because
I was telling him
he's
he was fucked up days ago.
But then you come in here and
there's some people.
and you come in here and tell me that I have a problem because I accused you of
Dude,
group
you're saying I was being manipulated. Yes.
I said that you had groupthink because you said that Michelangelo wasn't okay to have feelings. In what world is a man not allowed to have feelings?
He's okay to have feelings.
Yeah.
But this was him saying that he was been like that she was leading him on and things. This is like the equivalent of someone messaging on Tinder and be like, I don't think this is gonna work. Like that's the equivalent of what's happening here. But over Discord.
Can you see why it doesn't seem that way to other people? Because she was publicly laying it on so thick. They were all saying, come talk to us in voice chat, become a cash cow, become a pay pig, even some people talking about becoming a crown. And they were like talking about bringing him into the culture, cultivating him as a member of the culture. and bringing him in so that he could be with her. It was all to be with her. And then after they got him in as a pay pig, saying, "Oh yeah, it was not actually real.
I think that
can't work out. It's not a thing." It was really thick at first, and then once he was in as a pay pig, after the show was over, it seemed like he was just being used for the content and for the pay pig.
I see what people are saying, but I'm here with Xylie. I don't think this was malicious at all or in that way. I see why people think that.
Yeah.
But
awesome. I'm glad you ride with that one because of what we're going to watch next, or what we're going to watch.
And so Scott, because people think that, the best thing to do would have been, "We're sorry that this happened." Like, let me actually read word for word.
I think they handled that fucking terribly.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So now I'm 10% at fault for this. I think that's fucking wild.
No.
Not for this.
One second. With Asperger's, some people in the spectrum can be overwhelmed by feelings they're not used to, whether it's rational or not.
Good call, Black Wolf. Someone with Asperger's can be overwhelmed with feelings, rational or irrational. It's feeling, like, telling someone how to feel is one thing. Telling someone how to react to their feelings, whatever. But how you react to the way you made somebody feel says a lot about your character. And as a show in the LCU, I think there's better ways to do it than how they did, leaps and bounds better ways, you know?
Absolutely.
And as a host in the LCU, I'm going to call it out on occasion.
You should.
That's our job on Rewind. So basically, my point is, Scott, is saying that this is like malicious because of the dick joke, okay? It's not. This is literally our job on Rewind. And listen, there's just been some things that just, it happened. It just so happened to happen at this time.
Every time.
I think the war has gone, like, I know you're saying it's
not. What war?
I think it's gone between him and Nightmare. I think there's actual beef.
And that's what he wants you to think, so he doesn't have to take accountability. You realize that, right? That's part of the culture that you're in.
But dog, I saw I know we're going back to do the Dioc or whatever thing that was fucking stupid. But dog, you went a little bit too far with that, man.
No, I didn't. You guys are the ones using this. You guys are the ones using this as a shield.
No.
You're saying it's personal and hiding behind it as a shield.
Okay.
It's always, dude, the Dioc was too personal. Dude, Lila can't handle it. Dude, they're being homophobic. These are all your fucking shields, so you don't have to take accountability. Yes! You don't realize it. You're all doing this, Scott. You're all doing this. You need to wake up and realize you're doing this.
You even admit, you went a little bit too far.
What
in that scenario.
Yeah, but I did on purpose, I said. Because you don't fuck with me. You know, don't mess with Test. No, don't mess with the best. That's the real slogan. Look what happened when somebody messed with Test. Womp womp.
Gotcha. Well, I just want to say I love you, Billy.
Hey, I love you too, bro. I love you too. I don't want this war, but I'm not afraid to shine the light on atrocities. This shit don't bother me at all to put a little light. If a little light is enough to fucking sanitize an entire show, then maybe that show shouldn't be operating in the dark. You know? Do better.
That's all this is do better.
I guess. But you see what I'm saying? I just don't want, like, I felt like you can call it groupthink. You can say I was being manipulated.
I didn't say that,
bro.
Well, he took it back.
Maybe I did say manipulate. I don't remember, but I remember saying groupthink. This groupthink. You guys are groupthinking, and then you're all coming up, and you're all still trying to take away Michelangelo's feelings from him today, even last night. You're still trying to take away this guy's feelings. So yeah, I'm still riding for my guy Michelangelo.
His feelings. I know it may look like that. People are like mad at Lila.
Of course. People
are upset with Lila.
Of course.
But it's not the narrative that she was leading him on isn't true.
Well, who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter if it's true or not, right? It doesn't matter if it's true. It's what people see. The truth doesn't matter. If you're defending the truth at the cost of Test, then I guess Test deserves to die. If they want to die on that hill, then they can die. If the truth matters to them that much, then optics means, in the law of optics, then that's the hill Test dies on. Because the truth doesn't matter here. The truth doesn't matter here. What the world sees is this guy was hurt and all of Test would rather, no, Test didn't do it. No, Test is not responsible. Test is not responsible. Test fan says Test is not responsible. The Billy is responsible. Billy's the bad guy. It's Billy's Dioc
Billy,
joke.
you're not the bad
It's
guy.
homophobia.
Very few.
You're over here saying it's all because of the blood feud that Nightmare and I have over a dick joke. When I don't care about that. Since that happened, there's been so much stuff that's happened with these guys that I just don't give a fuck about their feelings anymore. They use their feelings as fucking security blankets to hide them from their fucking brat actions. They're being brats, dude. You know how many people were in our Discord today saying they wish that someone would talk to Nightmare? I was in the bathroom taking a piss, and I could hear them talk to Xylie. Xylie's going off, and they're saying, well, Xylie, why don't you say that to Nightmare? And Xylie's like, oh, you can't get a word in. No, that's not true. You can't. It's not that you can't get a word in. It's that Nightmare doesn't want to fucking listen. You can't talk to somebody that doesn't want to listen. He doesn't want to fucking listen. And even his own fans know that, and they want to try and find a way to tell him that. They're like, how do we tell Nightmare to get him back to the way he was? They were saying that in our fucking Discord today. But he don't want to listen. He wants to blame Billy. Motherfucker, you are falling down a fucking hole that you can dig your way out of, right? No, reach up and let a motherfucker pull you up out of it, dude. You got friends here, maybe, but you don't want to fucking reach out to them. You want to have a pity party because you feel safe in your fucking crybaby blanket. When all your pity party goers come and say, it's okay, Nightmare. Billy hurt you, huh? That dick joke was bad, huh? Yeah, no. No, Billy's a bad guy, huh? Oh, yeah. No, they were being homophobic to you, huh? Yeah, you're diet gay. Why are they even homophobic to you? He said, I don't even know why they're homophobic to me. I'm only 50% gay. That's a homophobic remark in itself. Who cares how gay you are? Homophobia is homophobia. It shouldn't matter how gay you are. Nightmare, I see you in waiting. I literally don't care to bring you up here. Sandy says, I'm with you, Billy. You don't get mad, but when it matters, you stand for what's right. Hey, I get mad on occasion, but I really am mostly just playful with all this shit. I've been around the block so many fucking times. I'm literally just playing with you. I'm playing with you people. It's a sport to me. I said it 14 times today. You know, war is war, but to a warrior, war is home. I'm at home when these motherfuckers go to war.
That is some bars. All right, man.
Scott, I love you, dude. And I want you to feel,
you too.
I want you to feel and think how you want to feel. No disrespect to you, man. No disrespect. I'm going to make observations how I see them. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if you're right, I appreciate you being right, and I will rethink that. Time will tell.
All right, man.
All right.
Again, I love you, Xylie. I love you, Billy. Hopefully we can just
Have a good night.
I want to. I know you like warriors home. I feel like so many people, like, honestly, I was thinking about it, like Beans and Grim. I'm not saying Grim is innocent, but like there's some real feelings involved, and
Grim's a good man.
There's some people who are being hurt.
Grim's a good man who's
I'm trying to.
He's going through a lot, and I think he's going to be a better man when he realizes, you know, that he's got to be a better man. He's just got to grow a little bit. We all are young, you know, Nightmare, Grim included. It's going to take time.
All right. Chubbs in the chat said, Billy, you literally said that the truth doesn't matter and continue to push your own narrative. You know what he's talking about? He's talking about a word that we use as content creators called optics. You could sit there and say how things really are, but optically how you look is what people go with.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking about when he said that.
It's optics.
That the truth doesn't matter. What matters is optically what the viewers see when they see it.
Yeah. Because
you can mean one thing, but if optically it looks different, that's what they're going to go with.
Imagine you're holding on to the truth, right? And the truth is a fucking 100-pound weight, and you're in the ocean, and all you got to do to survive is let go of the truth. But you don't want to. You get weighed down and you fucking drown, dude. Optically, you might want to let go of the truth. Sometimes you just got to let go of the fucking truth. Sometimes that's the scenario you're in. Some people don't see that. And who knows? You know, if you want to go down with the ship on the truth, it's up to you. Or would you rather live to fight another day? I don't know. All right, Scott, I'm gonna bring in Krusty.
I gotcha. Again, I don't know if you want it, but I think that I'm just gonna say it again. I think peace is the best option, especially when it's getting a little bit too real for him.
Everybody wants peace.
Peace is always the best option.
Everybody wants peace.
Love you guys. I actually have to go.
All right, you have a good one, Scott. Krusty, how you doing?
How's it going, guys?
Oh,
good,
this is
good,
what you
good.
look like, Krusty? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I've seen Krusty.
Oh, I didn't remember. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're fine. But when you said earlier to King Scott about a person in your VC before the show about how I was asking, it was me asking how to fix Nightmare or something. That wasn't the question I was asking Xylie while you're pissing, and I understand that you took it that way. I'm not accusing you of misspeaking. I'm just saying I asked Xylie if she feels that way. Why hasn't she talked to him? It's not a big deal, but
because I feel like I can't talk to Nightmare. That's why. I feel like you just can't talk to Nightmare. You can't, because as soon as you say something with Nightmare and how he's been lately, which I know he's got a lot going on. I get it. I know he's probably high strung because of a bunch of situations going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you say something that is opposite on what Nightmare feels, he bulldozes the fucking conversation.
He's always been that way. You're right.
Okay, so what's the point of even trying when the whole time you're trying to talk, he's over talking you and then blaming you for him not being able to speak, even though you were the first one trying to speak.
Right. No, you're right. That makes sense. That is a character flaw of his.
So
that'd be lying.
If you're overwhelmed, quit. If you're overwhelmed, take some time off. If you're overwhelmed, don't be overwhelmed, right?
Do you guys feel that his attitude in general in the last month especially is causing a strain too much that it's affecting the test fan base or like the LCU in and of itself to where it's negatively impacting him and Grimm and the show in and of itself?
I feel like his attitude has affected him and Grimm. I feel like his attitude affected him, Beans and Grimm. I feel like his attitude affected the fan base. In that, I feel like his attitude coming after me over that joke was him trying to get the fan base to back him up when he felt like he was hurt, and he wanted to weaponize his hurt to have everybody say, "Oh yeah, that's terrible for Billy to say that, you poor guy." I feel like he was just using his newfound, like, I want to say power, because he's got people behind him to support him, to pat him on the back and say, "Yeah, that's." Poor Nightmare, there is power in a pity party. He's having
there
his
is
pity
power
party.
in a pity party, but I don't think I've ever heard him try and voice that reason as the woe is me defense.
Well, why would he voice it, right? It's something you do latently. It's something you just do.
Well, that's what I'm trying to I'm like trying to read into the reason why he's doing those things. Any latency? I never picked up on that.
Yeah, I mean, why else would he come after me for a joke, and then evoke him being hurt over it, right? Like, I guess being hurt in public is a fun thing to do just for fun. Like,
all right.
Being hurt is one thing. Being hurt in public when you have fans who are there to console you is usually a cry for attention, especially at a parasocial network.
I mean, usually, yeah, that's a lot of that could be it. But I mean, conjecture to lead and connect the dots when it comes to that. Yeah. But I mean, it's one of those things to where the back-to-back-to-back occurrences and then the ultimate leading to conclusion of, well, like the you versus Nightmare, that whole Deoc thing, leading into Grimm breaking up with Beans. Nightmare was heavily involved in that, obviously.
Yeah.
And then this latest thing about SSO Michelangelo has led to the conclusion of, for some reason, the leap of logic is, what are they doing for their fan base to make have the whole parasocial thing? Because that's where I'm
The
confused on.
parasocial thing, it's when the fan base feels the need to come up and defend their actions. Why is the fan base coming up to defend their actions?
The fan base has their own opinion of everything, and that's not just Test. That's every show.
Yeah,
I mean, the main VC is opinionated. It's what the LCU is all about.
The fact that the fan base is jumping up to defend their actions and twisting the narrative to the point where they're stepping over their own claims, making he should have feelings or he shouldn't have feelings, but also he didn't have feelings. He was in on it in the same speak from the same people. You know, it's like there's a very twisted narrative here.
Well, a lot of that is just jumps of nobody really paying attention to the entire. Nobody knows the full story because a lot of it was hopped in private DMs. A lot of it was hopped on the live stream. A lot of it was hopped on the VC of that whole Michelangelo timeline that you're not going to get the full story from one person. You're going to get bits and pieces from everybody. And I think that's where we're at. Do they do a lot of things wrong when it comes to that? I mean, maybe. But
I think I still believe this. Do I think they maliciously did it? No. But I think their overcorrection in this situation makes them look worse than what it actually was.
Okay. I can agree to that.
And they don't get it.
FreeWoo92 says, Billy, they wanted this war from the moment Grimm went on to live and said tonight in primetime, we're going to show Rewind how to rewind. They said they didn't. Whether they didn't want the war or not, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. They
conceded that during prime time.
Yeah,
well, but of course,
that in the DMs, it was a joke.
But of course, before in the DMs or after?
Before.
Okay.
No, in the DMs when I went to him, I said, "Oh, he just lost co-host." Because that was the same day I quit. I said, "Oh, so he just lost his co-host. So that was mighty brave of you to go up there and say that." And then we end up talking. Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah, Grimm doesn't like confrontation, so he would have backed down.
All of this, you're saying like the leap of that could add up to a conclusion. But a lot of it could be easily explained or parts of a whole. I don't know. It just seems I still don't get the opinion. If a person is asking your opinion and you gave an opinion and your conclusion of that is you only gave that opinion because because you're supporting of a person, then why did you ask for their opinion to begin with?
Okay, could you re-ask that question? There was a lot of steps to get to where you're at, and I lost the question.
I kind of lost it.
Yeah, I don't know if you know what you were asking. Yeah. So here, let me ask you something. Instead of everybody getting up here and trying to convince us why you're not a cult, can I just convince you that maybe your guys should have just taken accountability so none of you would have to defend them?
I didn't come up here to defend them. I came up here to defend what you said about me in the VC.
Oh, about you. Well, I didn't say your name, and it wasn't just you who said that. Maybe I
understand there was more than one Test fan in that VC while you were talking.
So I think you came to defend something that maybe somebody else was saying at the time. So I think you might have taken accountability for somebody else's statement, maybe even.
Okay. That was a question I was asking Xylie specifically about Nightmare.
That led to another.
While you were paying.
But that question was not what I said about. Okay. There was a huge conversation going on there. There was a huge conversation. I referred to one thing and then another thing, and you came up here taking accountability for all of it. I was peeing.
All of it?
So, well, you what you said was, why don't you talk to Nightmare? And Xylie said, Nightmare steps over everything. And I said, it doesn't matter if he steps over everything.
You said
Nightmare doesn't listen to anything. You can't talk to somebody who doesn't want to listen. And
you said I asked her Nightmare needs help. How have you tried talking to him? I didn't. I said, if you feel that way about Nightmare. I think that distinction was important to say.
Oh, well, there was other people that were talking about trying to talk to Nightmare. in
Okay.
there, right? Or did I misconstrue that?
I don't think so.
Oh,
In
well,
that specific circumstance,
Never
but
mind
I mean,
then.
I
Nerd
could be
has had
wrong.
an
One
issue
second.
with
Could be
Billy
wrong.
ever since he correctly called out their overreaction to saying nerds should be fried. He has a
Yeah.
chip on his shoulder ever since then. Calling Billy a cancer to society and worse yesterday on stream was gross.
Yeah, Silent Dreams, good point. Nightmare is carrying off an anger for me because I said Nightmare should not have called for nerds to be fired. Nightmare has been carrying a chip on his shoulder for me this entire time. Him saying I have a problem with him is actually him just carrying a hate boner for me. He looks like a big fucking fool over all of this. He should have found a good fun way to punish nerds. Instead, he wanted them fired, and he couldn't get over that. La, 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 la. Once again, Billy wins because Billy just sits back and bees Billy and lets somebody Billy gives them exactly enough rope to hang themselves. That's the story here. I'm sorry, that's the fucking story here. Silent Dreams, thank you for paying a good amount of money to point out the fucking story here. I don't even care enough about it to look that far back on it. That makes tons of sense.
And if this was just the host dealing like host versus host, it'd be completely different. But the overarching conclusion of today was Test fans are in a cult.
Okay, you know why I said that?
Why?
They're all jumping up to defend against Michelangelo, whereas they could just sit back and let the host defend themselves.
They could, but if they choose not to, that doesn't mean they are part of a cult.
It doesn't mean that, but I'm saying
If they choose not to, they're fucking idiots.
I'm saying the groupthink might be indicative of them subscribing deeply to the same misconstructions that Test is giving out by not accepting accountability. And the group here is not accepting accountability. So maybe this groupthink is indicative of a cultivated culture at 2 a.m. A 2 a.m. cult, maybe. A testicult, as you will.
A testicult. I like it. That needs to be a shirt.
Right?
Actually.
All I want from all of this is that everybody watching Test is aware of all of this so that if they try and do it again, they can call them out. And also that Test is aware that what they did was maybe a little too loose so that if they do something like this again, they think about it before they pressure somebody, right? That's all.
Pressuring, involving money with the pay pig thing, and the overarchingness of not making it public and then putting it under the ground are the big points here.
Yeah.
Not leaping to the logical conclusion of what SSO Michelangelo was feeling. That in and of itself is its own different can of worms that should not be involved in this at all.
Can I say something? If I say you're in a cult and you're not, you shouldn't have to defend yourself.
I was. You're right. That is. I wasn't trying to defend that take because it's your own personal feelings. I was asking the question why you were feeling like that we would be part of.
And I'm saying because you guys are all. I literally said it when I said you're group thinking, you're same thinking, right? And when I said group think, same think. That's why I said it's like a cult mentality. If we're
cults
all
have that. But that doesn't mean it's a requirement of like every time groupthink happens. There's a reason why groupthink and cult are two different words. You can have groupthink without being in a cult.
Of course. Do I really think Test is a cult? Yeah, I actually do. But
ritualistic sacrifices and all that. I get what you're saying here.
Yeah.
Is you're thinking? Yeah, I'm over exemplifying the definition of an actual cult. You're saying it's groupthink with.
Was SSO
emphasis.
Michelangelo a ritualistic sacrifice?
If he was part of the test, like he wasn't.
You brought him in, you duped him in, you made him think he was part of the group, and then you sacrificed his feelings for your ritual, right?
I mean, bringing him in just to sacrifice him seems heavy-handed.
You brought him in, you pantsed him in front of everybody, you laughed at his wiener. And then that would be fine, but then on top of it, you stole his wallet, right?
Right.
So if you would have just pantsed him and laughed at his wiener, it would have been funny, but then you stole his wallet and that became a felony.
Right. I guess that would that's the overarching specific example of everything when it comes to that. But that would come to the conclusion that you're thinking that everybody in like the test fan base knew that whole thing was happening.
No, they had no idea. They had no idea. They like I don't think the test fan base. I think the test fan base was having a good time. I was watching. I was having a good time. But when I was watching, I tuned in because I really thought that Lila was into SSO Michelangelo. When the way
she may have been, we still don't know.
We know based off of everything that happened. The second that stream ended, her tune changed. And it didn't change at the end of the stream. She was still very much, yeah, I'm into him. I would go on a date with him again. Pay pig happened, streams off, then
it's
the tune
actually
changed.
Weird that not a single test viewer can say Keaton was wrong without a but or involve Billy.
Yeah, it is a little weird, Poke Gaga, but it's not weird if you just look at Test as a cult. I'm kidding. I'm like, I love and respect the Test fans and the Test guys. I just don't like the way they operate sometimes. That's all.
And this is one of those times.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like the way they operated when they wanted to fire fucking nerds. And I called it out.
Yeah.
I called it out too.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember, I was like of the opinion of like, yeah, that's a great idea is to fire them if that was on the table. Guess what's not on the table? Firing them.
Even if it was on the table, I don't think it's a great idea because Nightmare was fired and he knew how fucking hard that was, how bad that was, how much that hurt him. So now it makes him look like a fucking evil person who wants to do this to someone else. Makes him look like a fucking terrible person.
Right.
But he wants to call me a vile person just because I point out that fucking he's a bit of a fucking Dioc. The fuck out of here, dude. You're actually, I'm gonna say this. You might be duped. You might be a fan of a piece of shit because he's willing to do things that hurt him to other people. He's willing to call me a vile piece of shit to deflect from taking accountability. I would go as far as to say he might actually be the piece of shit. If he's willing to fire somebody after being fired, if he's willing to do bad things to people after having them done to him, he might actually be the bad person. I will go as far as to say that. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying indicative of the way he's acted, one could say that. One can make a great argument for that. I don't think that.
A lot of people have.
Be.
I personally don't feel that way. But at the same time, I mean, I'm just as biased as you are with your interactions with him.
There's a lot of people that call him Dogwater 2.0. You know that? Everything he said about Zay Zooted, he's doing right now.
That is very true.
That's true.
That's very true. The same shit that he used to say about Zay and nerds is the same thing he's doing now. That is very true. And you know, that's the funny thing. You know how I was talking about anti-channels? You know, where I was saying, okay. So here's the great thing about anti-channels. Do you know that most anti-channels, they are usually against one person. 9 times out of 10, that anti-channel not only becomes the very person that they hate, but sometimes worse.
Well, especially if they pivot with a fan base that is supportive.
Oh, shit. That's what this is. You guys are the anti-Onisions.
Yeah,
they're the fucking anti-Os.
The anti-Os were the same way. The anti-Os, they fucking hated Onision, and they ended up just as fucking worse.
Oh,
yes, they did.
Anti-KJs were the exact same thing.
If this is where they would land and continue to do so and lash out continually, but yes, I don't think.
Hopefully, it stops.
One incident leaping to the logic.
No,
of because
it's appropriate. Because this is what happens. You become fans of the person that lashed out against the person that you hated, right? Because you all went out against him because he was the crusader against the bad person, and then you don't see the bad shit the new person does, so you support them in their crusade when they lash out, and so you're blind to their bad shit. This happens all the time.
I mean, it's happening in every show then in the LCU.
Yeah, but we do it with fucking pizzazz.
I
Spirit
suppose.
fingers.
We're good.
Right,
We're
and
good
There's
at
nothing
it.
in accountability. There's no accountability here, and that's the main problem.
Yeah, every time
They're
Nightmare.
refusing.
Yeah, sorry, Cece. Every time Nightmare or a fan
Okay.
says, "Well, they do it too," that's lack of accountability. Go ahead, Cece. Sorry.
Well, that's my whole point here, is that you keep saying that, you know, you can't make this, you can't jump, but you can when there's no accountability. Had they gotten up there and taken accountability and people were coming at them and drawing these conclusions, then I could say and stand behind you and go, now listen, that's too far. No, you can't make that leap. But they don't think they did anything wrong. So how do we know that they're not going to do it again? And the next time, it'll be worse. And that's the problem. If they owned it, we'd have been done with it. But seeing it and having everybody negating feelings, saying, you can't have a feeling, he can't have a feeling, we're going to protect this one and sacrifice that one, it's not okay. You've got
Cece's
fans
preaching.
going at other fans because they have a problem with Nightmare. You
I think
guys are
she's
people
preaching.
harassing people.
She's preaching
It's
to the wrong
crazy.
person if she's talking to me. But like the overarching thing, yeah. I mean, that's a question you should confront with Grim or Nightmare both about what they have a conclusion of over this whole thing.
Because it doesn't seem to me they've taken any accountability. I haven't seen it, and I have been looking for it. I was hoping, because I actually liked Nightmare. I did. I don't
So did we.
understand this, and all I wanted was for him to take accountability.
Rastov caught flack for trying to mediate it. Yeah. Rastov was called a dick sucker for trying to be in the middle of it. It's like when they can do no wrong, that's where the groupthink cult talk comes in, right? Like, are we all wrong? Are we all wrong? And if we are all wrong, those poor guys, fuck, SSO Michelangelo is a terrible person, right?
I've seen many examples of everybody, not just Grim or Nightmare, every host taking humility or like taking responsibility for their own actions, though, at any given time, no matter what they say. It's a 2-hour-long show. Everybody does. Not everybody's going to bat 100. But every time people make those micro adjustments.
But this time they've had so many chances to just hit a fucking hit an on base. Just to get on base, they've had so many chances.
You know what Nightmare's problem is? Do you know what Nightmare's problem is? He's vengeful.
Yeah.
He wants that revenge, and
Yeah, right.
he desperately wants that W no matter what.
He wanted them fired.
And that has fucked him up greatly. Like when he did that stream on Zay, like he did, and I called it out as being, it was weeks. It wasn't weeks ago. It was years ago. He got pissed.
Right.
He got pissed. Nightmare's biggest problem is he wants revenge. He gets vengeful if you slight him. And that's going to eat him up as a content creator. You can't do that.
Okay.
Because it doesn't work well. It doesn't work very well for people who are like that. It doesn't. Because eventually it eats them up.
Right. I haven't seen that outside of his streams or when he's on air on other shows.
You haven't seen it in the Discord? I can't pull it up now because the fucking main chat, of course, when Keem was spamming the flags and shit, they ended up wiping the main chat. No, it was during the giveaway they ended up wiping the main chat.
Not main chat, but like the seethingness in like the VCs when he's joining. I don't think of a point of him mumbling something
I don't know.
or doing that.
I don't know, but you see it in the Discord main chat when he's pissed off with somebody, and they even like burp the wrong way in main chat. He's right fucking there. You see it, and sometimes in his content. Again, I don't watch all of it. I'm only talking about points that I've seen it. If you slight him, he wants revenge. And quite
That's
honestly,
what
we
I've
both
seen
have
too.
pissed him off. We both pissed him
Dude,
off.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, you are.
It's over.
You better sleep
It's
with one
over,
eye
Billy.
open.
Shit. Don't come to
I
fat
mean-
camp
I've
on
seen that
Tuesday.
too, Xylie, in chat lately. That's one of the things that I have noticed lately in chat with him.
So that's not the first time I heard about this, and it's a character trait of just letting it go. Has been said to him by Grimm a lot.
Yeah.
Over since the beginning of Test, before Test became Test, when Nightmare was just there without being a host. A lot of it's the bulldog attitude, which is good to have that drive.
It's good to have, but you got to be able to contain it.
Right, exactly. You need to
Yeah.
not act like you're letting things
There's
go.
a fine
You need
line
to
between
actually
bulldog
let things go.
tenacity and misguided obsession too.
Well, I mean, a lot of it is things happen in this LCU specifically so fast that you can't carry over an argument that happened 2 arguments ago with your current argument.
Jonathan
Like-
Sanchez says, Xylie, you're the same way. Aha. But I contain it. 'Cause
You're-
I am.
when you
I
crash
am.
out, though-
I'm a vengeful bitch. I really am. I'll tell you now. I'm petty and I'm fucking vengeful.
But like
But
you
I
remember,
take my time.
so
I
when you
take my
crash
time.
out, you have like this list, and you're like, remember that one time, like 17 days ago
Yes.
at 2 a.m.
You contain
That's what
it. You
I didn't
contain
say it until now.
That's why I love and respect
Yeah.
Xylie, and I only ever push her far enough that I can pull her back in.
Right. And a lot of it, Billy, was I said that specific argument about bringing something from 2 arguments ago, like the Deoc thing, as he took that as an affront of why your presence was there with Keem. And any interaction that you said or commented about the Michelangelo thing was interruption and then bringing that up, which he can make a good strong point of like why you were up there was because of that whole thing, but it kind of hyper focused his argument towards you.
With Keem?
It
Yeah.
looked to me like he was using it to get the heat off of him. That's how it appeared.
Yeah, because I was up
Because
there.
Billy was up there because Keem asked him to.
Yeah, I was up there
Right.
because I like Drama Alert says I will
I will
always
always get revenge every single time I will win.
I will
Yep,
win.
he's vengeful too. He's a vengeful motherfucker. That motherfucker will wait years if he has to.
Yeah. Of course, we know Keem. Keem's a sniper.
So like when
He's
I
like-
was when I was down talking with SSO Michelangelo right after I heard that he wasn't happy that he pay pig the test, you know, I was there talking with him because I was consoling him. I was just gonna I didn't think things would go any further. I thought it was gonna be a thing of the past. I was just kind of being a buddy to him because I care about him. And that's when
Right.
Nightmare came in, and Nightmare said, Michelangelo, can we get you into the live on air for a chat? Billy, you can come with to be his witness. And that's where he was going to offer him the refund. And
that's why you were there with Keem today, was because of that.
yeah,
Yeah, but
like-
you know what? He also pulled me in there too, remember?
yeah. And so I
Not
was
just Billy.
I was a part of this. I was a part of this because Nightmare made me a part of this. You know, he brought me up in there
Right.
to be a witness. And I saw all this from that. Maybe I shouldn't have been a part of that conversation, but I was because Nightmare had me come up in there. And maybe I shouldn't have been a part of all that. But history made me a part of that, and it was Nightmare's choice. And maybe looking back on it, Nightmare would have left me out of it, and things would have been totally different, honestly. But things unfold the way they do. And I don't know how I would feel about everything had I not heard what went down in that call. But when I heard what went down in that call, I was even more infuriated. And I was more infuriated at both parties after that call. I wasn't really angry at Grimm, or I won't say angry. I wasn't let down by Grimm until that call. Then I was like, ugh, gross, you know? And after that, I was like, to be honest,
Was this
I'm team-
before the Deoc thing?
this was after. This was 2 days
Was
ago.
it after? Oh,
This was
okay.
all 2 days
I was gonna
ago.
say.
Or this is the I think I heard about the Michelangelo thing early morning on the 29th. And I think we had the talk with the Test Boys in Rostov that night. And then nothing happened with it till the next day. I was in a call with Keem, Rostov, and Xylie. And Keem was talking about a bounty he had with Nightmare. Nightmare was talking big game, and Keem said, "Oh, you're a bad guy, huh? I'll give you $100 if you can make somebody cry. You're a bad guy. You're a big bad guy, huh? I'll give you $100 bonus.
That sounds like Keem.
I'll give you $100 bonus if you can make
Egging
somebody
him
cry.
on.
If you can make somebody cry." And he said, "Oh yeah, I can make somebody cry. I'll take it." Keem said, "Cool." And then Keem was telling us that story, and I said, and then Raz was, who are you going to pay the $100 to, him or Grimm? And I said, he should pay it to SSO Michelangelo. And Keem was like, what do you mean? He hadn't heard the story. So then I told the story to Keem the next day, and that brought Keem into it. So that would have been maybe later on the 29th or on the 30th.
Or Friday, yeah.
Yeah, so then the timeline for that would have been sitting on it on the 30th with nothing happening. Michelangelo messaged me, I think, that day saying, hey, are you guys going to talk about this? Because he was we got brought into that call, and he kind of felt hyped up that maybe we had his back on this. And he was like, is this thing going to happen? You guys going to talk about it? Because at first, before we talked to Grimm and Nightmare, like, we were kind of hyping him up, like, hey, if you want, we'll ride for you, dude. Like, this is fucked up what happened. We heard his side of things, and it was fucked. And then we kind of talked with him, and it was like 50-50. And then we talked to Grimm and Nightmare, and it was like, okay, whatever. We'll see. If it seems like you guys paid him off, whatever. And then nothing happened. And then I was on the show yesterday, and I don't know what triggered it. I was just like, la da da, and it slipped out. And Rostov came in and said, well, people are talking about it now. Just give the whole fucking story. And everything came out, and that was it. People were speculating online that I was like holding this back, waiting for the perfect time because I was so angry. It was just on the fucking. Well, yeah. It was just in my mind, dude. It was just weighing in my fucking mind. It didn't
happen that long ago, considering how. Well, I mean, I guess the date was what, a week before that Thursday. Yeah, the actual event.
Michelangelo was just kind of like having to deal with it, brooding, feeling like hurt by it. People were hearing about it, and people like reached out to him and said, hey, are you doing okay? And he was like, oh, I'm not actually very happy with this. And he put a message out to Rostov, and I messaged him because I heard about it and say, are you doing okay? He says, here's what I sent to Rostov. And I read the fucking thing. And then word of that got out to Nightmare, I guess, via BB Phil. BB Phil messaged him, and Nightmare came to talk everything. It's just how things happen here. It's a game of telephone, basically, with shit. Everybody.
Well, yeah, that's why I was not confused. I was wondering because of the Nightmare asked you to be in that private conversation, and I was like, well, that'd be weird if he asked that, if he had that bulldog mentality after the Deoc thing. So
yeah, because we had kind of like cleared things up, for the most part, and it was supposed to be like cool, and he came in right off the bat. He said something like, so I heard you spent your disability check on a pay pig and you can't afford it, you know? And I'm like, the way he said it, it seemed condescending to me. And I took offense to it. Michelangelo didn't. But I was just the way I was keyed up. I was like, come on, man, don't come at him with that. And I thought that he was in there because of something I had said in the voice chat about it, because there was people from the test voice chat and the rewind voice chat at the time, and I had said something, and then he came in shortly after I had said that. So I thought there was birds chirping, but I guess BB Phil had came at him and said the disability check thing or something. So that's why I thought someone said something that I didn't say. So I thought he was putting, I thought it was a fucked up game of telephone, you know? So I was like, hey, wait, I never, where'd you hear that? I was like, who'd you hear that from? You know, cause I thought he pulled me in there because of something I had said in the Discord. I didn't have all the information. Right. I guess he just pulled me in there to be a witness because he didn't want to be alone in there with him. I don't fucking know.
You would have to ask him that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
then-
It was a big cluster fun.
Yeah. Right. But I mean, a lot of this boils down to this past month from your guys' perspective is and probably other hosts and a lot of the fans is Nightmare just needs to get over shit.
Will he?
Are you muted,
Xylie must be
Xylie?
muted.
I was typing. I was trying not to do that. Yes, that's exactly what it is. He
Okay.
does need to
Yeah.
do that. That's exactly what he needs to do.
Okay.
100%.
I definitely
reflecting.
understand the outside perspective going in on that. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't argue that because that's how everybody feels. And he has made that example very clear today with you and Keem about him attacking you over the Deoc thing that we are completely separate from.
Ty Dolla.
Look,
Welcome to Cash Cow.
Exactly.
all right, look, I don't have a problem with Test fans, obviously. They're fucking, one of their crowns
Yeah.
is our mod.
One of their
I
crowns
love
is
me.
on our show right now.
Yes. Okay. I don't have a
Yeah.
problem. Do I want this to be a war within the fucking the fandoms or whatever the fuck you want to call it? I say viewers because I think fans is cringe as fuck. Okay. So
Fair,
do I
fair.
want it a
Viewers is
war
fine.
between viewers? No, because guess what? I like you guys too. It's not between you and our viewers. It's between us and them as far as the host.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that. And I like that if that was the ultimate issue, the only thing I had in the back of my mind that was lingering was we're all parasocial and stuff like that. And like the whole cult thing, and I was like, okay, that didn't rub me the right way.
Well,
But
then check yourself.
okay.
Because if you're not in a cult and you know you're
Exactly.
not, then
It shouldn't
what
matter.
difference
like
does it make?
people-
Like, you could say that about me. If Billy said, hey, listen, and I'd be like, okay, so I'm not, so okay.
Exactly.
You can say that, but I don't care what you
It
say because I
makes-
know I'm not.
No, it makes me feel that my support of Test is wrong by the other hosts.
Did I do
No,
you wrong?
No.
No.
It makes me feel that way. I didn't say that
No.
that's what it is.
Then here's
Yeah,
the thing.
Okay.
I apologize to you for suggesting
No, I
that
don't
you're in a
want an
cult.
apology. I was confused as to why you guys thought that way about by our viewers, by their viewers.
I
And
think
as one of their viewers, that's why I was asking that question.
I think
don't need an
that-
apology. Don't need an explanation. If you don't feel that way, then just tell me that.
I think that
Yeah.
the Test Boys and this group of fans that say they can do no wrong when the rest of us are saying that they're doing wrong is indicative of a culture that is protecting them from growth. They need to
Yeah, of course.
accept accountability so they can grow beyond this. But the culture of fans that are saying, no, it's all Billy's fault, all Michelangelo's fault, it's all homophobia, it's all this or that, it's all a dick joke, it's all this.
He has autism, blah blah blah. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, none of that matters. You are not immune to anything. You are like everybody else. You can do wrong. You just have to have humility sometimes in it and move on.
Lolcow King
That's-
says
And it's
Billy.
across all fandoms. It's across all of the viewers. All of the shows have
Every
they have
human.
this core piece
Planet
of group that'll
Yeah.
defend those hosts with their last breath, thinking that they're helping, and they're not.
Lolcow King
Because they
Okay.
have to be held accountable for the mistakes they make. So everybody has that core audience, and those people are the ones that are going over the top,
Lolcow
and they
King.
need to back away.
Lolcow King says, Billy, you say you do no wrong. What I say and what I do are two different things, okay?
Remember, the cards don't lie, but Billy does.
Yeah.
Come on
Yes.
now.
If you are listening to what I say, all right, maybe you're being duped. Maybe you're being duped. Cause I talk a lot of shit. I'm a shit talker. I'm a storyteller. I'm Billy the Fridge. It's part of the prestige. If you're being
Right.
duped, there's a difference between what I say and what I do. Okay? If I say something and when I do something, maybe I am simply giving you the runaround. Maybe. But here's what I do, okay? Here's what I do. I give a lot of people like Krusty the time to say their piece. I give them the floor to really let me know how they feel so I can get both sides of the story. I want to know how he feels. I want to know if I'm wrong. I want to check myself. All right? But I also want to stand up for the other side, especially the side that's all by himself. SSO Michelangelo doesn't have a whole group of people to support him like Tess does. So I feel extra dedicated to stand up for this guy. Right?
Of course.
And I think that's what makes me maybe important here.
If a person is passionate about the LCU as Michelangelo is, the last thing that we should, as LCU fans as a whole, is leave him on the island of himself. We need to, and it doesn't matter that they need to be a fan of X. They just need to know that they matter. And that's the humility of in all this, is that in this specific situation is that he is dedicated. He is nothing if not dedicated in like his opinions and what he says in chat and what he does when he hops on streams. He is dedicated, and that should be taken not lightly. Should be, yeah.
One of Nightmare's defenses for the way he treated SSO Michelangelo was, we didn't even make GIFs of Michelangelo's appearance on the show. All the other shows, they fuck on him and they make GIFs about it. Michelangelo makes the GIFs himself. The reason there were no GIFs is because he felt so fucking bad that he was on the show that he didn't have it. He didn't want to make GIFs of the show. His experience was so bad that he didn't make the videos of him on the show. He does that all the fucking time. So your defense of every other show does this, he's proud of what he does in every other show. He wasn't proud of what he did with you guys. Your defense was a fucking damning statement for what you did to him. That alone is like indicated that you care more about yourself than somebody else.
Yeah. Awkward silence.
Yeah, I have nothing to say to that. Because
that was yeah.
He's very, very much he puts the hat on the hat, if you will, because he wears a hat about himself and his own humility, because he likes to show it. And him not showing it at this circumstance is actually a litmus test of how he felt.
Lolcow King says, almost like you don't care for SSO, you're just doing this for your own personal vendetta. Lolcow King, I'll tell you something.
Suck a dick, bro.
I'll tell you something.
Okay, no, fuck you, I'm saying it. No, let me tell you something. As soon as he fucking found out about this, it has been weighing heavy on Billy's mind. I know this from talking to him. I know this from being in DMs with him. And you know what? It wasn't just Billy that it fucking bothered. It bothered fucking Rastoff too. I know for a fucking fact. So, bro, suck a fucking dick. Get over yourself.
I'll tell you something, dude. I think you're in a cult, Lolcow Kings.
God damn. Get over your fucking self.
I think you need help. I'm going to continue reading some of the triggers if you're in a cult. The group uses fear to control members, such as threats about the outside world, persecution, or eternal damnation. Black and white thinking. The group presents a simplistic worldview, often portraying itself as good and the outside world as evil. You might remember I was a vile, fat piece of shit. Financial control. The group controls members' finances, often without transparency or accountability. We have to get all these pay pigs, crowns, cash cows, get those gifteds in. You must give the train. Love bombing. The group may initially shower you with affection and attention to gain your trust. We love you here at Lolcow Test. Need for approval. You feel the need to constantly seek validation approval from the leader, even if you are uncertain or uncomfortable. I feel really bad saying this. I'm so sorry that I said
Adding
this.
to the fun of Xylie's war chest.
Loss of individuality. You may feel like you are losing your sense of self and or ability to think for yourself. I have to think. I I have to think like Test. If I don't think like Test, I might be doing it wrong. Who knows? This I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Okay. Amber in the chat says, holy shit, dude got his money back. What else they can do? You know what they could have done?
Yeah.
Instead of telling him, we don't want to talk about this anymore, they could have went live into accountability for it. It would have looked fan-fucking-tastic if they would have just took accountability out loud in front of people and say where they fucked up. That's what they could have done. It's very fucking easy because it's fucking obvious what they did on a goddamn live stream. That's what they could have done. They could have took fucking accountability.
And instead, we get to milk them and the fans because the fans want to hide for them. like we're not the ones keeping this going. You know that, right? Like everybody wants to come up and explain them. Everyone wants to come up and write. We're just trying to hear it out. We're just trying to hear you out because guess what? We're admitting we could be wrong. We're not. I'm not.
Isn't the golden rule if it happened on a live stream, the conclusion should also be on a live stream? I don't know if that's an actual rule.
I think that's good. That's a good rule. I like that.
It should be that rule because
Krusty knows. Krusty knows the LCU golden rule, and I like that.
They're not without fault, especially in this situation. Were a lot of their points misconstrued by personal VCs? Yeah, but if a big part of your problem is why did they keep it hidden, then that the answer would be they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I'm a Test fan. I'm Test Crown. I can admit that. So maybe that should be on the rule. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good rule. I think
doing so does not make that, in my opinion, think that they buried it under on purpose.
I think if they would have just not tried to refund him the money, if they would have just let it like fizzle out, it probably would have just fizzled out on its own even. But when they came in to refund him the money,
though.
What about what?
Keem's right about the refund. If they didn't refund, and this boils to the top anyway, and Keem has the same talk about it without a refund on Michelangelo.
Oof.
And I mean, some people do have evidence of some other host telling Nightmare to not refund SSO Michelangelo. I've heard that.
Well, now
I don't think we should lambast that as a portion, but
now the refund
I would
also.
I would love to know who told Nightmare not to refund it.
It wasn't me, but
it was not Billy.
But
it was not Xylie either. I'm not going to say who it was because Nightmare has the voice clip.
Michelangelo never asked for a refund. I don't think that was in his thoughts. He was just like, yeah, a refund would be nice. You know, I could use the fucking money. Fuck. He's like, I'm never a fucking Test fan. He's like, I only felt like I gave him the money because I really had a really good time with her and I was in my feelings with her, you know? He's like, so I was like, fuck it. Yeah, this is awesome.
He carried his own personal feelings into pay pigging for Test. And when after everything happened, how it happened, which is, between DMs and, everybody's opinion, blah, 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 later, other stuff. If he asked for his money back, I absolutely agree he should have had his money.
He didn't ask. They offered.
Oh, he didn't ask. Oh, he didn't ask. Okay, sorry. So I'm happy that they were offered that. Personally.
I'm happy too.
Absolutely. But they offered and then they said, and we're gonna give it back, but we don't want to hear anything about this ever again. And it's like no caveats, no additions. Just be like, we're so sorry this happened. We didn't mean to hurt you. And then it wasn't even we didn't mean to hurt you. It was like, yeah, we think you knew better. We don't believe you were hurt. We think you just decided buyer's remorse in a way worse way. It was said in a way worse way. It was so fucked up.
Dude, that's so fucking like Grimm of all people.
But it's the destiny rot brain, right? The fucking destiny-minded fucking brain. Oh, this is really like
so
this is really
so
like,
burnt out on live.
Yeah, It's okay. In about 5 or 10 years, he'll realize that he's a good man and Destiny's a fucking retard that just wants to suck fat dudes' dicks.
Oh God.
Am I wrong
Very
about
vivid.
that, Xylie?
I disavow. I disavow.
Maybe I'm
Look,
wrong.
Bro, your cult sucks. Join mine instead. It's called
But I think
LolcowRewind.
I don't know. I think I've been up here for too long, guys. So I'll
Well,
let you
thank
guys
you
pick
for
out
coming
too.
up here.
Hey, and
I
Yeah.
enjoy talking
Krusty,
to you.
I want you to know your opinion is dope. I want to hear more about this. I don't think that you guys are a cult, right? But I do think that you're in, like, let's say, a bubble. You're in a test bubble.
Groupthink bubble.
You're in a test bubble, right? The
Okay.
test bubble sees more than we do. So you're getting a view that we don't see, but we're getting a view that doesn't look good. And I'm telling you, the optics of coming up and trying to explain why we're wrong isn't going to help. So to try and rethink the optics of all this, telling us why Michelangelo shouldn't feel the way he feels probably isn't going to help. I mean, the saying that he deserves a refund and at the same time doesn't deserve to have feelings is contradiction, right? There's so many things that Tess could be learning from this, and they're not passing the test. There's a big F on that test, you know?
Why are they called test? Every time they fuck up, it's like right there. It's like the softball, the free bingo card of every time. It's like, oh, didn't pass the test.
But I
Sometimes I
Well,
heard
but
that.
you know what? Honestly, it works because it seems like to me they have a lot of lessons to learn.
They're
Yeah.
kids. They're dumb kids. I mean, granted, they're in their 20s, but you know.
Yeah, but still, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean by that.
Like I said, like a lot of it is I see a lot of myself when I was their age, fucking up just like them. And
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I appreciate you coming and giving us shedding some light on it because I definitely I don't know as much as you do, right? So it's cool to get your perspective on it.
And if you guys ever want, yeah, I'll hop in time to time. I have been too much in the bubble because of my schedule to get outside of the VCs. I've been hanging around Rewind VC, you know, around Fat Camp and you know, other VCs. I love nerd VCs. I'm gonna do like the nerd what's it called? Nerd Nami. Like I'm gonna hop into those every now and then. It's not like I have to stay in the test VC. Like that's never been a message sent to me or a mindset that I have ever witnessed or
here's
anything,
something
but yeah.
I've been telling all of the test fans. If you ever need help, come on a live stream and hold up the fingers like this. Okay. We'll send help. We'll send help.
Yeah, just like really quickly. So you have to do it in the lower corner. Like,
yeah, these are the lolcow
the little-
horns, the moo horns. We'll send the
Hi,
bull.
Billy. It'll be quick though, Billy. What if I do?
We'll send the bull to come save you.
Right there, and then like pretend like it's a sneeze. So you're like, and then
Nah. All right, Crust. You have a good night.
All right. Yeah, you guys too.
All right, guys, I'm gonna jump out too because I've been up here for a hot minute. So
For
I'll
sure.
see you guys.
Thank you for all
Thank
all
you,
your
CC.
hot takes, CCU.
See
You
you,
had some
Riley.
really great insight. Appreciate you.
Bye, Billy.
I'm changing the name of this live stream. I'm putting Billy instead of Xylie.
Why? Because you didn't get to watch your clips yet, huh?
There's no point.
I know. We had.
I'm changing the name. Like I'm literally getting ready to name to Billy.
Why?
Because
I didn't get angry. I've been peacefully talking with. We had tons of test fans come up today. This is like test therapy.
okay, well, we have breaking news.
Uh-oh, what do we got? Was there?
Oh my God, I hate this new Discord layout. Jesus Christ.
Dum, 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 dum. Nightmare says, I just want to make it clear that we have taken accountability for it. Yeah. I exploded and took out my frustrations on the show last night, but I make sure to take my aim to see and learn from my mistakes. Explosions happen. I am human, but I try to improve as much as I can. That's my response to Rewind. I won't be discussing it further, but I want to reiterate my apologies to everyone that was hurt/offended, especially Michelangelo. I can't change the past, but I can build the future and better myself. That's all I was going to say on Rewind. Well, I appreciate that, Nightmare. That's perfect. That's perfect. I'm excited to see you and Grim move forward, especially with Michelangelo as the manager. You like that? Michelangelo's the manager of Test?
Jesus, Lord have mercy.
I think that's the Band-Aid they need. That's going to heal this. That's going to make everybody happy. And I think Rastov is going to be puppeting Michelangelo too. So it's
absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Listen, I get saying things out of anger. I get it. I've done it plenty of times. But this whole thing from start and I was only in a few of those conversations. I wasn't in all the conversations you were in. But the whole time I was trying to say, well, what if it was this? What if it was this? Because I still don't believe they did it maliciously, but the extra added shit that they didn't help the case either. So I can understand where people are looking at it this way, where I don't think it was, and this whole time I've been doing that.
Yeah.
And to call me a flip-flopper when I was really trying to give y'all a fucking life raft. When I said I was done helping people, I am truly done.
You were so
people.
mad. You were so mad.
I'm done.
You were pissed, and the Discord got it. YouTube didn't get it because we got too many people coming. I'm gonna pull King Scott in. King Scott, how you doing? You're here in a time of peace.
Yes, I saw. Why can't we be friends? We can. All right.
All right. Anything else you want to say?
Oh, I just love you guys.
Love you too.
And also, I just want to say, you're not my friends. I just like you a lot. Bye.
I just like you a lot too, you silly fuck. Bye.
Right.
Love you.
Bye.
When I say I love King Scott, I can say that. You know why? Because I love everybody. Your capacity for love is infinite. It's just your ability to wield that love. And I know how to give little love droplets. I can give little love droplets. Now I can love bomb too. I'm really good at it. And I'm
immune to it now.
I can get you.
You've tried.
I got a way to
and
love.
I tell you, you tried it, and that's what I told you to.
I got a way to love from behind. It'll crawl right up your spine. Wraith the Emperor says, love you, Billy and Xylie. I may not talk in chat, but I'm always watching. Glad to have you, Wraith. Cheers. What was that?
I got another breaking news.
Uh-oh. What we got? Keemstar's here.
Keem's here. What's up, Keem?
Live.
I've had a lot to think about today, and I've come to the conclusion that I have a message for King Scott.
Oh, shit.
King Scott, I want to be very clear to you. If you don't become a crown for Lolcow Live, I am banning Wonder Woman from the Discord. You have until the end of the day.
The dastardly Keemstar has Wonder Woman on the tracks. Will King Scott save her? Tune in to find out. Lolcow Live. Down. Lil Compton. Welcome to Cash Cow. 1 month deep says Test saying they want peace with a test view was starting shit in the rewind side chat. Ooh. Glowshine says time to heal. Also hope y'all had a really good night.
No.
RWO with the hashtag. I think we might have missed a few other little tooties. Rastov
see if
says,
you missed any, and then we'll do this.
Rastov says I'm taking applications to be my best friend in the Discord. Pay pigs and crowns jump the queue. That's really sweet. Jay Beast coming through with the cash cow said Billy the Goat. Gang. Supreme Leader Bread says I'm not parasocial, but I'd use Fridge's skein as a jacket or a bed set. That's terrible. 18 Miss Mechanical says, I also feel like Nightmare's ego has grown as fast as Test. Grim may be able to help with that if he would talk. I think Grim has been stepping up a little more lately with some opinions. It might be the time for Grim to take charge. And I think with Nightmare, in the accountability mode, we might see a new test. It might be time for Test to shift the dynamic a little bit. Who knows? We'll see. They got time. Like Keem said, he's not trying to fire him. Like nobody's trying to kill Test.
No,
Rody,
not at all.
So I took a shot every time Billy said indicative, and now I can't figure out how to DoorDash this Taco Bell. Dude.
Bro, if I could have figured it out last night, which by the way, that fucking Taco Bell was amazing.
Free Woo 92 says now they get in the smoke. They fan flames to get that they don't want it. Thank you for standing up for what's right. It's a thing. People fan the flames, get the smoke, and then back down. I don't know how many times I had somebody talk a lot of rah-rah, and the second my fist touched their chin, they back down. I'm an old man though. I've been through the streets. I don't care. Like I'm happy there's peace. I want success for everybody. Scorpio Tina, cash cow now 2 months deep, says Xylie and Billy, I'm so proud of you. Always working so hard, talking about the toughest topics in the LCU RWO with the hearts. That's what our gig here is, right? Keemstar says we got the easiest job. We just talk about everybody else. We're also lolcow therapy. We're lolcow aftercare.
We got the easiest job, but we always in somebody's crosshairs. Come on now.
we there's a reason you put the veterans, the vets of the internet. not that, no stolen valor here. You put the old dogs on rewind because we've been around the block a couple of times. And also we're lolcows too. We spurge out. Sakira says, oh no, it's another coercion on an Asperger man to become a crown, this time by the owner. Yeah, dude, that's fucked up. Using oh shit, one buff. Give us one moment. We're going through pays little papers. Making paper. Pokagaga says, I never had to go and defend Billy or Xylie, nor would I. They are their own person. Dude, I feel like you'd be the first person to shit talk us if we fucked up, and then we'd laugh at it, and then we'd call ourselves out because Pokegaga just slapped us in the face with something funny.
True!
Right?
So true! Pokegaga would be like, really, Xylie?
Right?
Really?
And we'd be like, oh, Poke just called us the fuck out. We're dumb. Beckstar coming through the band world. Thank you, Beckstar. Free Woo 92 says, Billy, they wanted this war from the moment Grim went to live and said that tonight, primetime, we going to show Rewind how to rewind. I mean, everybody wants to say it's just a joke, right? And that's okay. But then when another motherfucker jokes, it's too far. That's part of the problem. Guess what, guys? With me, it's always just a joke. If you ever catch feelings with me, you're the punchline. That's your problem, not mine. Buff, how you doing?
Oh, I just want to ask you a question really quick.
Yeah.
Could you do a good drill sergeant? Do you think if you had to be a drill sergeant, you could be a drill sergeant?
Is that like where they dance with their butts?
No, like just yell at people can you say, give me 50, pussy? Can you do that like with like a hat, like Major Payne?
It's not
Can
that.
you do that?
It's not that like New Orleans butt shaking music.
No.
Chicka 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 chicka.
Yeah, no.
That drill.
I just wanted. No, I just wanted.
Or is drill the Chicago stuff? Is it the Chicago?
No,
music?
not that type of drill. Not trill, not drill. But like a dude that yells at people to like do push-ups.
Am I racist because all I can hear from you is rap? I think you're talking rap to me.
But you are a rapper,
son, are you speaking?
Oh my God, he's
are you
talking
speaking
about
rap?
the dude that trains like the people in like the army or in the Marines and telling them to do push-ups and shit like that. That's who he's talking about.
Excuse me, son. Are you here to speak rap with me?
Fuck.
What's good with it? Yeah.
Do you know?
Ever seen the movie Major Payne?
Yeah.
That's who he's talking about.
I love Xylie.
Major Payne? Right, is that a?
You're a major pain in my ass. I know that much.
Is he on a independent record label or is he signed to?
Oh my God, I hate it here.
Is he signed to Young Money?
Why are you asking this? Why are you not in your live stream right now? Why are you asking this?
I had to ask a question.
I'm
Don't
not sure
worry
if I
about it.
could. Maybe I probably might be able to. What's it for? Because I'm not feeling inspired right now. Is it time sensitive? What are you thinking?
No. That's all I needed.
Wait, what did you need it for? What do you need it for?
My guy.
What the fuck is Buff
Buff
doing?
Weeb. I don't know. He's probably trying to start. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Buff. My guy. Major Pain's great. Poke Gaga says, "Do you fuck with the rap?" I fuck
Okay,
with the
so
rap.
can I do this other breaking news?
Yeah.
Keemstar sent me this, and he told me to show it.
Doom.
Our new windbreakers.
Oh shit! This about to be up in the shop coming soon.
Yep.
Get your fucking get your disability check ready, you fucking Spurgers.
It's coming out. It's coming out this month.
I don't care what part of the spectrum you're on. It's time to spend your disability check on the Rewind World Order.
Jesus Christ. And apparently you're going to be able to put your name on there too.
That's
Just like
dope.
with the other ones. Yeah.
This is tight because if you wanted to fucking rob a bank with this, they would know that like it's going to go to like us afterwards. You're going to definitely like crown to us after you rob the bank, right?
Yeah, of course.
That's lit.
Of course. Yep. So that's what it looks like. There we go. Hell yeah.
April Cool says, "I'm actually on disability. What the fuck?" So you'll be getting yours next week and then robbing a bank.
Oh man.
Guys, that was a joke. Don't rob a bank.
Please don't.
Just become a crown. That's not a joke.
I disavow.
You don't want crowns?
No, of course I do, but I'd rather them have
We'll
like
have to
become a
wait for my
crown on their
July
own
1st of
volition.
the month checked. My last
The
20
first
years.
of the
Sorry guys, hope
month.
my support still matters.
It
Lol.
does. I appreciate you, Majaha. You spend all your money here, and then we care about you. As long as you're completely broke, we still care about you. Jinx Francis looks like a ladybug. How much cute. Oh, when you put it that way, it makes it even cuter.
It does make it cuter. Oh,
Seth looks like I went out and bought a bird because there's been so much talk about a parrot social relationship the last couple of days. I think I made a mistake. No, those things talk back, dude. You can get them to say everything you want them to say. It's exactly like a parasocial relationship. Oh. Banks always be robbing us anyways. It's about time we step up as the Rewind World Order. Don't! It's not actually a thing. I'm kidding. No bank robbing, please.
no. Do not go out and bank rob. That's for damn sure.
Thank you. Disavow. No bank robbing, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Hugh Jass points out the font is difficult to read. I actually asked them to do that. I wanted it to be like you're reading a foreign language without it being a foreign language. I said, look, guys, I want it to be like you're kind of reading Korean. So it looks like you're part of a Korean fight club, but I want it actually to be in English. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. Then people will think you're in a fucking fight club or like a bank robber gang. I was like, exactly. Waffles says, Pride Month. I'm a Chud Logic fan, so it's gray? It's gray?
I know what they're. I know.
You think our hoodie's gray? You think I'm a...
Keep my mouth shut.
If it's Pride Month, you think I'm a flag? You want to wave me like a flag? That's nice.
Maybe.
Pride flags in the air for Pride Month. Oh, guys, Xylie and I have been having literally the best time with you guys. But our time,
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of fun this last week.
our time
Loads.
in the LCU has to come to an end. We've realized that we've become parasocial with our fan base. And when you realize something like that, you have two options. Milk them for all they're worth or quit. And Xylie and I have integrity. So we're going to have to quit. Right, Xylie?
No.
So you want to do the other option?
Wait, what was the other option?
Milk them for all they're worth.
No, you don't have to do that either.
No, we have two options, Xylie.
Nah, there's three.
No, right here, right now, Xylie, one or two. You want to quit? It's our duty.
No, I already said no. Nope.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. LolcowRewind switching up for the month of June. We are becoming the E-Bagonist podcast in all of the LCU. We're here to milk you for all you're worth. It's not Pride Month. It's Get Inside Month. Inside your pockets. Turn those sons of bitches inside out. I'm E-Baggy the Fridge. And Xylie gets broke because she's about to break your pockets, fools. That's right. Milk, motherfuckers. You're the cows today. Let's get those teats out. Teat, 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 teat. Milk's in the chat.
Jesus Christ.
Poke Gaga says, how do you think I afford to support? I rebunk. Dead Score says, I'm going to rob a bank now in my new Rewind jacket. My new coach leader, Billy and Xylie, has convinced me. See, we're already ahead of the game, baby. We're doing it, Xylie. From here on out, we've chose the dark side for Pride Month.
You know, how fucked up of a situation are we in on this podcast that I'm the fucking voice of reason? Just saying.
It's LGBTQP for Pride Month, Xylie. We're putting parasocial on the flag. We're milking it. We're milking it, Xylie. We're milking it.
You make my life so difficult.
Why?
Just being you, Billy. Being you.
We had a choice. You chose to stick around.
No. I said there was three choices.
Poke Gaga says, here's my contribution. I'm ready to be milked. Teat, 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 teat. Milk him, Xylie. Milk him. Teat, 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 teat. Teat, 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 teat. There you go. It feels good. Hope you like them milks. Doesn't the milkies come out better when you know you're milking them because you're parasocial?
Fuck all that parasocial shit, dude. One, I hate the talk of parasocial. Two, there's a reason why I don't like. I'm known for people like saying to me in the Discord, "Hey, can I DM you?" And my answer always is,
Milk
do
emoji,
DMs.
milk emoji, milk emoji, Billier, milk emoji, milk emoji.
Yes, excellent, Nail Slammer. Empty that bank account. Empty it. We're bank robbing your pockets now. Oh, WO for life.
Hugh said Xylie's look more like dice rolling. No, sir.
She's the
I
wheel
will
spinner.
not do that one. I can't wait for that one. That pissed Keem off so much.
We have a lot of fun around here. Here in the RWO, we get to have it both ways.
Sorry, my husband messaged me. Said, "Do you have time to chat?"
You wanna take a beat? I can sit here with the kids.
You want to sit with the kids just for a second?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back.
Do. Ladies and gentlemen, while Xylie gets real, goes to have phone sex. Don't tell her I said that. I will be taking your calls in the form of a Q&A. Do. I also bring in, but I don't want to. How are you doing on this fine Sunday afternoon?
I'm good, Billy. How are you?
Good. You have anything you want to admonish me for?
God, my brain. What does that even mean? I know I sound stupid.
I think it means a critique, attack. I don't know. I should look it up. I'm also stupid.
The chat's probably killing me right now.
Admonish is to warn or reprimand someone firmly.
Well, no, I actually have a quick question.
Okay.
So the Tina stuff that happened with her saying some slurs, I think it was yesterday or Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
What happened with the fallout of that? Is she still on, or is she like in somewhere like?
She's probably still on. I haven't heard anything official about it yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, neither have I. That's why I wanted to jump on and ask.
Yeah, I imagine she's still on. Well, we'll know more about it Monday for sure, but I imagine she'll be back Monday.
Oh, we'll hear the yelling coming from that side of the universe come Monday.
For real. We'll know if she's not back Monday. I assume we'll know by live, and we better know by rewind on Monday.
Yeah, you guys want to be doing your job well if we didn't know any of that.
No shit. Fuck. That would be terrible.
Yeah, and it's good to see Xylie's chair doing a good job at streaming as well.
I let her take a break to make a phone call.
That's fine. We all need a break after the whole drama that's going on today.
So you did call in to admonish us. What the fuck?
I don't know. I guess the winds of the conversation turned in that direction.
You're a sassy little thing. How's your night going?
I just got off the treadmill, so I'm, just letting my adrenaline get off that. But besides that, it's pretty good.
You're going to go fuck your pillow and have a nice night's sleep?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. What are you going to go do? Do it in a fridge?
I like the way you follow everything up with, eh? Before you say everything, you're like, eh, eh. It's very like pessimistic coded.
I don't know. It's just one of my mannerisms. I can't help it.
No, it's funny. It's good. I like the character.
I've been yelled at for it though sometimes, and I'm like, "Why are you yelling at me? I can't help it."
Well, you could help it, right? You could consciously try and stop doing it. You could.
I could, but I've just never really noticed it until now.
You choose not to, right? Like, there's a lot of things that
it's in the name. I just don't want to.
There you go. You're just a bit of a prick. Yeah.
Hey,
you're big hammered. Hey, you're big hammered.
Oh yeah.
I am more.
So when I called you pessimist coded, I was spot on.
Okay.
Wait, what's going on? What did I miss?
I'm having a good conversation with our friend, but I don't want to.
Here's a $20 bill that flew out of a car fleeing a bank heist. Decided to donate it to your show.
Metalis.
Just felt appropriate.
Thank you, Metalis.
Robbing banks, Metalis, empty your pockets. We're robbing you while you robbing banks. It's the pyramid scheme of robbery here at the RWO. The R stands for robbery. Ricka robbery. Okay, back to you, but I don't want to.
Hey, Xylie, how are you?
I'm doing good. What's going on? What did I walk into?
Well, I asked Billy about the whole Tina stuff and if she was returning, and he said that, well, he doesn't know, and we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we honestly don't know.
Has it been like radio silent for like the in-house stuff on that?
We don't usually talk to everybody on a daily basis. Xylie and I barely talk to each other until it's showtime.
Yeah. Honestly,
okay, fair.
Me and Billy talk the most like after a show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, that does not shock me. It makes sense.
Yeah. The most I talk is actually
like
me and Rastov. We get together and we talk about fucking Final Fantasy Magic cards because we're big fat dorks.
Those are a thing? I didn't know that.
They're coming out this month.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been trying to get into that online Pokemon, card game that they had, that Game Freak or whatever came out with, and I don't know. It's interesting.
Xylie, I got to take a piss. Do you want to sit here with our new friend?
Sure.
All right, I'll be right back.
Liza, thank you for becoming Cash Cow. Appreciate it. Aunt Sack, thank you for becoming Cash Cow. Thank you.
I love how I started off with one host and then I switched over to having two, and now I'm with a different one.
Yeah, and I can't even make it big screen, but that's okay.
You want it to be big screen, Xylie?
No, I hate big screen.
This is our new piss break friend.
Oh, yay. Okay, awesome.
Great, I'm the piss break friend. I'm gonna add that to my resume now.
Oh God. Yeah, I can't wait for Huge Ass says 10 days till you come to the States, Rastov. I can't wait for Rastov to come here. I can't wait to meet him personally because the first thing I'm gonna do, bam! And then I'll hug him.
Bam, right in the kisser.
Yep. That
No,
Rastov starts a lot of shit.
I have to admit, the whole like meteorite thing that with live what they did, I honestly didn't understand that at all.
But it was just a joke. They were
I understand it was a joke, but the joke just didn't land with me. No pun intended.
Oh, well, I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny too. It was just I just had to do a double take on what they were on about because my brain just couldn't process it for some reason.
Yeah. No, I get that.
How's your cat doing, by the way? I love seeing when you is it a boy or a girl?
I have 3 girl cats. And Pumpkin is chilling right now by her water bowl and looking at me like, bitch, I want milk. But she'll have to wait.
Did you know cats are actually lactose intolerant?
Do you know my cat drinks lactose-free milk?
Ooh. You got me with that one.
Yes, that's why the best milk for cats for you to give cats is goat milk.
Does goat milk like contain the same protein that like regular milk does that causes the problem?
No. And as far as I know, no. Because they can drink goat's milk. And not all cats are lactose intolerant. It's more it's not all of them. But most of them.
Well, that's my fault for generalizing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think.
Did you see the
Rastov? What are you talking about in the chat? Rastov, call in.
Rastov, join in.
Nail, thank you.
Emoji.
Thank you, Nail. Appreciate it.
Did you hear that Twiggy's coming back? I think you guys talked about that.
I saw somebody gave me a screenshot somewhere.
It's on the announcements.
Yeah. I didn't see the announcement. Oh, there it is right there. Twiggy has officially returned back to Aussie. I have it here also where Keemstar says, I want you on with the steak and I won't take no for an answer, saying that to Twiggy.
I love that the two of you got along better than we did, but I don't want to, and I got along.
Because I'm a fucking nice person, Billy.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are both kind of like surrogate parents to me in a way, so at least with your bantering, I should say. I don't mean in a parasocial way. I'm not trying to be like that.
It's all
good.
good.
Huge ass. It seems like it's going to be Twiggy and steak. That's going to be a combo.
So, steak on a twig. How interesting. I should try that.
Oh, shit.
We got a donation.
Xylie, I'm back from Foodie Land. What the hell is going on in here? What did I miss? And why can't we make a LolcowRewind Blood Sports channel and Thunderdome some people? Bring back internet blood sports.
Let's go!
I would be a happy competitor. I will say this, Lord Rush. Today, we found peace.
Ah, yes, like the Treaty of Westphalia.
We're now experiencing peace. What was the best thing you had at Foodie Land, Lord Rush? Because I am actually so interested in Foodie Land.
Wait,
that was so funny when Rush showed you that. Instagram, you're like, oh my god, this looks amazing. Oh my god,
Wait, what did he show him?
There's a festival,
there you go.
A food festival with like 150 booths, and they all do different types of badass
Like
foods.
a weird Oktoberfest? But instead of the beer, you get the food?
I would say it's kind of like a carnival, but it's all the booths are just like each restaurateur showing up and doing like a carnival style food or a
It
special
sounds like
type of
something
food.
the Food Network would put on.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing? I feel like it's a thing. The Food Network.
Right of center left says Billy's opinion on Tonka Saw. I think Tonka Saw was an interesting fellow. I used to have a lot of conversations with why am I
Yo, Billy, I promise this Sono isn't a joke.
dude, Velvet Nightmare, I swear to God, if you keep fucking around with me. I used to be connected with that circle way back in the day, and it was cool. Got a little weird at times. Remember I was on an episode of Blood Sports. I think it was Kumite, and two guys came on Kumite, and they were arguing over who supported the white race more. And I think the guy won because he had more white babies. And I was like,
what?
Yeah, I was like, maybe this isn't the place for me to be.
Lord Rush's answer to you, Billy, is here is the answer to Billy's question: smoked brisket, mac and cheese, topped lobster roll.
What the fuck?
That sounds amazing, bro.
I want that.
I mean, if I didn't have an allergy for most seafoods, I'd try it.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
I want that.
Rush, holy shit.
Dude, but I don't want to. You could get the brisket mac and cheese and be happy, right?
Me?
Yeah, you don't have to get it on a lobster roll. Like when he just said brisket mac and cheese, I was happy, right?
Actually, my grandmother could probably make a good brisket.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, I am Jewish. It comes with the religion.
Dude.
No, I'm being serious. Jewish like brisket and stuff
I know.
is so good when done right.
Have you ever been to the New York Jewish delis?
Like
Cat's
in the city or like
Delicatessen
outside? 'Cause
something?
there's a difference.
Oh, I go to the ones in the city because I'm a tourist, right? I don't live there, but they're fucking good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you live in Seattle, so
we don't have them out here like that. We don't get brisket out here like that. I have to go to L.A. or I have to go to New York to get them when I go. Like down in L.A., I go to Cantor's Deli in L.A. Bam.
I don't know. We have a pretty good deli on where I live. It shut down though, so you know.
Yeah, that's too bad. Your grandma can make a good brisket. I know. That would be great. Phantom Void says, Xylie, who out of the smaller channels in the LCU would get a Turkey Tom style video?
He's made a video on everyone, basically.
He hasn't. I think, honestly, because of the inception and how it started to where it is now, I would think Queens because of the characters that went through
The smaller channels or?
Oh, wait, smaller channels. Oh, you did say smaller channels, didn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can I suggest one?
Huh.
It would be Glammy.
Honestly?
Yeah.
Probably.
Turkey Tom on Glammy Lammy because one, her entire story has Keemstar in it. So like that would sell the video. She's getting fired all the time, crashing out, freaking out. It would be her story through all the channels. It would like a Turkey Tom Glammy Lammy video would actually probably hit.
Yeah.
I actually pay money to see that.
Right? It would.
Well, you wouldn't have to because it would be on YouTube.
No, I'm just saying it's one of those figure of speeches.
A Turkey Tom Glammy Lammy video might actually be the answer to the smaller channel video.
It would definitely bring her and her husband a lot of good revenue.
You think?
Well, yeah, because people will watch the Turkey Tom episode and want to go see what's happening on her channel, so get money through that way.
Maybe
not directly through him, but through.
If Airsoft Fatty didn't eat big off of that iDubbbz video, I don't know how pertinent that is. Maybe though. Greeky says, I'm going to miss seeing AMAC. Damn. Yeah, if AMAC's off Aussie, I think that she might find her way somewhere else. I don't know. AMAC's a hood certified here in the LCU.
I love AMAC. AMAC's awesome.
Yeah, we have fun with AMAC. Billy, put the brisket in the fridge. Dude, I want brisket so bad now. What the hell, man?
But I don't want to. Do you have anything else to say there, buddy?
No, thanks for the time. I'm gonna go. Bye, guys.
If your grandma makes brisket, invite me over. Have a good night.
I will. Bye.
Bye. I think Nail Slammer donated a milk when I was in the bathroom. I just want to milk those teats now that I'm back. A Day in the Life with Mike says, where is P-Star, a.k.a. Keemstar? What the fuck? Why would you say that? What's the point of calling him P-Star? Maybe he's
I don't get it either.
Why would you do that? Xylie, we have had a wonderful day. How are you feeling? You want to add on to this day with more cool time? You want to crash out on anybody? Start a new war? Let's bring Alex in. Alex Radzalowski, you're live on LolcowRewind. How you doing, Alex?
Oh, hello. I am good. How are you, Billy and Xylie?
Good. How are you doing?
I am doing good. I'm a fan of Rewind and Queens.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So how are your guys' day?
We're doing really good. It's awesome to have you call in. I think I can hear a little feedback from our show. I don't know if you've muted yourself yet or not.
Oh, sorry.
If you can do it, do it. What is your favorite part of Queens? I want to hear your opinion on Queens.
Queens is my favorite part because Becky is a sweet person.
Yes.
And Tina's kind of let's say Tina's a little iffy.
Oh, Alex, you're starting some drama in the LCU.
I know. I'm a drama queen. What do you expect?
I love it. That's a hot take. A lot of people love Tina. I love Tina. Xylie loves Tina. I also love Becky. I think I love Queens too. When I watch Queens, I enjoy watching both of them. Xylie, not a fan of Becky.
Not at all.
Oh.
Not at all.
I saw what she heard. I'm not going to go into details.
What's your favorite Becky moment?
When she gets high.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you that. When she's high, she's actually fun to watch. I'll give you that one. 100%.
You found common ground with Xylie on this. That's a perfect answer.
I'll give you that one.
Hi, Becky is so fun. Waffles says,
I know.
Blowbacks on Lolcow. Let's fucking go. You know who Blowbacks is?
What?
Okay, Blowbacks is a YouTuber. You got a bit of a Blowbacks vibe going on.
Well, thank you, Tom. I said thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Waffles. That's very, very, very sweet thing to say. Secure says, because Keem went outside to pee during his stream today, and the wind blew his pee on his leg. I didn't know that. We got to rewind that, Xylie.
I saw that.
Somebody's got to find that clip. So, Alex.
Yeah, somebody has to find that clip. It's so funny.
Alex, you like Queens. You like Rewind. Did you watch any of Fat Camp?
Oh Lord, give me this.
No, I did not.
Alex, I think I know the perfect co-host for you.
Alex, I think I know the perfect co-host for you. Like Honor's a big fan. You got a good positive energy, Alex. I saw you cash cow the other day, and I think you were in waiting the other night, and we didn't get you in. So I'm glad you called in tonight because we got time. We didn't get you in the other night because we didn't have time. Poke Gaga says, Alex, we enjoy the chaos. Yeah, right?
Thank you.
You said You said Becky's a sweet person, right?
Yeah.
I do think Becky is a sweet person. I also think Becky is capable of great terror, right? I think.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You acknowledge Becky can
Yeah.
crash out.
Let's just say she has fun no matter what pole she's on.
Yes, yes. She had most fun with the pole she's on. Just saying.
I love it. You know your stuff, Alex. You know your stuff. I like it.
I do.
You're OG OGP.
Yep.
AGP.
Yep, I am OG AGP.
Nice. Nice.
There
I
you
love
go.
it. I
Hell
love
yeah.
it. So you came in through AGP. You were always a little wary of Tina, but you found your way in here and you like Becky, or were you once a fan of Tina?
Well, I was once a fan of Tina, but she used one of her facial words.
Oh.
Racial slurs.
Racial slurs.
And that was
Sorry about that.
That was a deal breaker for you?
Yeah, that was a deal breaker. When she got her host taken role, that was done.
Well, I'll tell you, I know Tina very well, and I think that Tina, I don't think Tina has hate in her heart, but I know that Tina's got a vocabulary that is rough. And
she was nice to me. She's
a product of her generation.
Yeah. She was nice to me on Queens. I'll give her that one.
Yeah, Tina's a sweetheart. I believe that a lot. I really do. I think Tina and Becky are truly capable of real kindness, and also they're both capable of being. They can bring terror. They both can.
Oh yes. That is the queens. We need the queens. We need Tina and Becky. Those are the queens.
I agree wholeheartedly. I love it. Alex, I'm so glad you called in.
Yes.
We needed some positive energy, and I think we also needed.
I'm glad I bring the positive to you guys.
Yes, we needed.
Aw, thank you.
We needed some
Thank you.
positive
I love
energy
you,
on the
darling.
Queens.
Love you, Billy.
Love you too, Alex. Queens needed a W today because Queens. People were talking about Queens, and they were like, what's going to happen with
some
Queens?
W in the chat
We don't
for
know.
Queens.
Yeah, W's in the chat.
For Queens.
We don't know what's up with Queens, right? With our last call in.
Yeah, we do not know.
We didn't know. We have no answer. So to remember the fact that there are people out there waiting to figure it out, let's figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you came here because of AGP. Tina was long, deep part of that world. And
I know.
And Becky is just as much a part of that world now because of her time on Queens, right? AGP grows. AGP never dies. If Tina's a part of it and Becky's a part of Queens with Tina, Becky's now a part of the lore. Michael brought her into the lore too. Whether you recognize it or not, this world grows. So it's cool to see the AGP fans growing.
AGP was my full heart person that I love.
That's
we
awesome.
3 days of mourning in this house.
We had 3 days of mournings of this house.
Yeah, when he passed, I felt so much for Michael because that's like that was my biggest fear, losing my papa. Yeah.
That's a big punch in the gut.
Yeah, you know.
I lost my grandfather how many days ago?
No, really?
It was years.
Yeah.
It's years.
You never really forget that. That's a love.
Yeah.
That's love.
Yeah, Alex,
but
thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you for bringing some light to us,
Thank
Alex.
you.
You have a good night, Alex.
You too, Billy and Xylie.
Bye.
Bye, honey.
Alex, it's good to get him on. He was waiting the other night, and
he was sweet.
Yeah. He had a good little kick in the pants for us today after a hard fought war and so much negativity. Having a nice boost of energy was pretty sweet right there. Thank you, Alex, for that. That was fun. The idea that Becky is sweet, I love that. That's a W for me. Thank you, Alex. Oh, is this the piss?
Yeah. All right, here we go. Hold on, I gotta make sure it's gonna be full volume. Yeah.
Share stream for about 30 seconds. Time me.
so damn animated. Chair stream, chair stream.
Chair stream. Dude, live doesn't even live. Why do they call it Lolcow Live? They don't even live.
Yeah, he's not in front of the camera live.
He's not even live.
Live isn't living. What's
Why isn't live living? What the hell?
Yeah.
They don't even live on live.
Wow. Window being live without living.
What the hell?
Shit. The fuck? Wait, it's not paused, is it? No, it's not.
No.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
Why? We could just talk shit.
Because I'm not sitting here and with nothing nefarious. He's coming.
Let's talk that shit.
Dude. I just peed outside. And the fucking wind picked up and I peed on my own fucking leg. I swear to God. Come on, bro. Really? Really?
Jesus Christ, Team.
That's great.
That's our leader.
Hell, he came in, he fucking wiped it up. What more do you want him to do? Is he supposed to control the wind? Is he supposed to control the wind, Xylie? Like how I'm sweeping for piss now? I'm sweeping for a man who pisses himself. Poke Gaga says, I miss when live would live.
True. They just stick a chair up there. Wow.
Hey, can I just say that wind, that wasn't regular wind. You know what that was?
What?
That was rewind. Don't mess with rewind.
Damn right. Damn right. Should have known better. There, Keemstar.
When I die, Keem's gonna be like, yeah, Billy, don't mess with live.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to do. You know that's exactly what he would do. Exactly. Because that's a vengeful motherfucker, too.
That's why I had to say it. So now if he says it, he's going to be copying me. I had to steal that from him.
There you go. Damn right. Damn right. Oh my God, bro. I'm exhausted.
Dude.
So, what do you think the drama's going to be next week?
I think he's going to end the LCU. He's going to have just him and Boogie have Lolcow Live. Him and Rastov are going to do a new podcast called Lolcow Subordinate, where he doms and subs Rastov around. He's going to do another podcast with you called Lolcow Wartime, where you wartime report and you guys attack everybody. He's going to do a podcast with me called Lolcow Bullies, where we bully everybody. And he's going to do a podcast with Beans called Lolcow Brantley, where they just talk cool about Brantley, since they both love Brantley. Spoiler alert. Did you watch Dolls? Beans secretly crushing on Brantley. He's going to make separate podcasts with everybody on the LCU after he closes down the LCU. He's going to work 24/7, being the co-host with every podcast.
That makes sense. Makes sense to me. Just saying. I noticed that you didn't put Becky in there.
I couldn't get there.
No.
He's going to do a podcast with Becky called Lolcow Stay on your side of the bed.
Jesus Christ. Bro.
And yeah, he will never be able to sleep. But the secret is it's not going to be actually Keemstar. It's going to be an AI version of Keemstar that he's convinced everybody is him.
You know he would do that if he could.
Yes.
You know he would do that if he could. Holy shit. Look at Roxy. Roxy's like doing her own stream. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah. Let's sneak in on her stream. Watch her be crying, calling us pieces of shit.
No, she's not crying yet, but as soon as they tell her we're watching it, she will.
Too, so we'll see. I'll ask them how long they think it'll take. I'll send them the picture over, so we can either do it for one of the shows, and then you guys can donate like that. And
I like her writing on the wall thing.
Or if he's around, he'll stop in too. So I think the weekend stream will be better, so we can take our time. But yeah, this week for sure, we will get that done. We'll have an appointment set up for the weekend, hopefully. And oh, trust me, Lunatic Trucker, Becky will be doing IRL. She's with me for the month of June. I can promise you, if we're gonna talk, if we can get some goals set and shit to make her ass meet me halfway, what I want to do, I want to go to amusement park. I do. Listen, I've been 400 pounds my whole life. So the other day when I was actually streaming, my granddaughter came in, and she's like, "Grandma, since you're skinny now, can you go to the right? It's the park I was gonna go to. Can you go with us on Saturday?" And I'm like, ugh, I'm afraid of roller coasters. Like last time I bet on them was years ago, and I was too fucking.
She afraid of everything?
So I haven't bet on them.
Yes.
The thought of the Ferris wheel literally gets my heart in my ass. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, we have a lot of things planned. So the tattoo, we're going to make appointments tomorrow on stream.
Okay, she's getting the tattoo. All right, that's enough. I'm done.
We've seen enough.
All right.
We've seen enough. Good job, Roxy.
Enough.
Good job, Roxy. Good job. We enjoyed it. Good job. Hot job, hot job, hot jibbity job. You ever worry when you're singing a song, but you're changing the lyrics in the song and the song uses gibberish, that your gibberish might come out racist? The original song is hot dog, hot diggity dog. And as I was saying, hot job, hot jibbity job, as I was saying it, I was like, am I saying a slur? Because I was like switching up the song in real time. And in my brain, I was like, am I slurring right now?
What's wrong with you?
Like if I would have did that song with the word eggnog, I'd be in trouble. Right?
Yes, you would.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have thought about that until halfway into the song. Right? But I thought about that.
Today's gonna be the day, huh?
No, I'm just saying, like, as I was singing it, I was innocently singing hot job, hot jibbity job. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, oh dude, I could have accidentally said a bad word because I wasn't thinking. I was just being funny, you know?
Oh, they have CD-ROM and sweet tea on Nerds right now.
Yeah, they do. Thank you for advertising better content on the other channel.
No, I wouldn't say it's better content.
What?
Sweet tea was up there.
Yeah, that's true. We're about to say a slur over here. Stay tuned on Rewind.
Jesus Christ, please don't.
I'm not going to. Shit. April Cool says, bro, don't say that. WTF. That's the joke.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say it. But if I did say it, it'd be fucked. And I just thought about saying it because of how fucked up it was. Could have been. Yeah. Cad Zero Raid, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm not sure. Welcome to Cash Cow. Ava says Twiggy's back, so it probably won't be too dull. Axel Young says Keem turning into Skynet or Genius. Wake up, folks.
Yes.
Wake up, folks.
Yes. I'm hungry. I want some Taco Bell. What time's Taco Bell close?
Beesh, are you about to Taco Bell? How could it close? You ordered it later last night than tonight.
Yeah, but it's Sunday.
I think it's probably open till midnight, you think?
Yeah, up until 1 a.m.
You gonna run for the
one I go to.
border?
No, sorry.
You gonna run for the border, Xylie?
Closes at 3 a.m., so yeah, I got time.
You gonna crunch wrap, Xylie?
Hey, listen. I don't have a husband to cook for, so you think I'm cooking a whole ass meal just for myself? No.
RJ Cass, thank you for the grifted. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you very much. Miss Ala says 111 viewers, lol. Y'all good. They have less viewers than Roxy does. Should we end this?
You know what though? I'm pretty proud of Nerds for doing that. They don't give a shit about how many viewers they have. still do their damn thing.
I wasn't talking down. I was saying, should we end this and send our viewers to them since they have less viewers than Roxy?
You
thinking,
cut out for me that whole sentence.
I was saying I wasn't talking shit on their viewers. I was saying, should we end this and send our viewers to them since they have less viewers than Roxy? They could use the viewers more than Roxy, is what I was saying.
Yeah, give me a second.
Southern Sasquatch sent 1 LolcowRewind gift membership. We'll stay for another 15 minutes.
Thank you.
We'll stay for another 15 minutes. That will round us out to a perfect 3 hours, I think. Yeah, that'll be a solid 3-hour stream because we started 15 minutes past the hour today. So we'll do a solid 3-hour stream. That'll be perfect. Dude, you guys, last night, Xylie and I did a long-ass stream. We went through so much. We capped off the month. It was such a huge stream for us. We weren't expecting it to be.
Not at all. Not at all.
You guys, thank you for showing the support last night. We had a
100%.
We had a real good night. We had a real good night. Right, Xylie?
We're not doing this for 15 minutes.
Why? You don't think so?
I was dying for over an hour last night with that shit.
Xylie wants her Taco Bell. I need to do some writing. I think I'm gonna go to the studio tomorrow morning, and I gotta write some raps. So I think it's responsible for me to get off and write. So Pentito says, "Oh God, not that again." I was just teasing.
Longshot said it's the remix. Jesus Lord.
It's the remix. About to have a real bad night. A real bad night. A real bad night. We about to piss on our own legs. Chromagato. I do appreciate everyone, including Billy, trying to calm me down and help me when I broke down sobbing. I legit felt my heart racing today. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. When you get so close to situations like this, people like this, you know, this feels more than the average everyday experience, right? You feel like you're part of something. You really do.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I feel like I'm a part of the LCU. I feel like I'm a part of something, and I am a part of something.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%. We both are. Yeah.
You guys are a part of something. You're here with us, enjoying this fucking universe the same as we are. It's just a different part of it. And you're very close to these guys, obviously. I can understand why you felt like you were fucking up, you know? You felt like you owed something.
You didn't do anything wrong, Karma. You didn't do
Exactly.
anything wrong.
And I don't think they felt like you did anything wrong.
Right, exactly.
The idea that you felt like you did something wrong is why we got to
That's what makes me sad.
That's why we got to take a step back and reevaluate the situation and say, hey, why is it so ride or die here? Why are things so serious? It's not that serious.
Yeah.
We're all here to have fun.
Yep.
When
That's all I want too. And that was my third option when you gave me the 2, is to entertain and make people have fun when they come over here, even if it is Billy picking on me until I crash out, which he loves so much.
Xylie, was having fun the third option?
Yes.
You mean
dick?
we didn't have to quit or milk our audience for all they're worth?
No, we didn't.
There was a third option, and it was to have fun?
I tried to say that, but you were like,
What
there
the
is
fuck?
no third option.
Why did nobody tell me that we could just have fun?
I tried to tell you that, but you wouldn't let me say it.
I'm committed to milking our audience for all they're worth, though. At least for the month of June.
Is that what we're doing for the month of June? We're turning into e-beggy?
Nah.
God damn it.
But I appreciate you too, Chromagato. Always have. Your art is badass, and they were smart. They were smart to put you on a position working with them. You've done great work for them, and it's 100% noticed by more than just them. You know, you're doing great. Thank you for your contributions.
Can we go? Okay, so let's make a pact here. Can we go the month of June with no kind of war at all?
Fuck no.
I know.
Fuck
God damn
no.
it. It's my turn now.
You better hope they come for you and not me then. Literally,
Okay,
all you
that's
got.
one thing. That's one thing that I was actually went for Billy. Okay, I see you.
But it's funny because it does come back to the fact that I called him out for making that choice against Buff Weeb. Like, if you look back at that, when they wanted to fire Buff Weeb,
I forgot about
that's
that.
the wrong move. It does make sense. That was percolating. And he was just, he just thought I was probably coming after him or something.
I am going for a plan of peace. Peace and tranquility in the LCU. How long will it last?
Peace and tranquility. Now I'm going to start beef with you before the stream ends.
Fuck you, bro. You start beef with me all the fucking time. This dude pissed me off in a VC, and then literally, this is how he tries to gaslight me. He literally goes into my DMs and just gives me a heart. And I'm like, and I gave him the middle finger that moves. And I said type something to him and he hearted it. I was like, don't fucking heart my comment because I'm still fucking pissed off
Wasn't
with
that over my merchandising option I wanted to do?
Yes.
I wanted to do that so bad. Huge ass says wishful thinking. Exactly. This is the LCU. We'll be knee deep in it. Tamara. Poke Gaga says, Billy, can we play Xbox?
Okay, Twiggy did say, I remember I said I wanted peace and tranquility, and Twiggy said, not long with me back. Jesus Christ. Bro.
What if Twiggy comes after me now? I was like the one person he was always cool with. What if Twiggy sees the gun for Billy meta and he doesn't even want to come back, so he just comes after me to see how much damage he can do before he leaves again? Because like that's the most dangerous man, right? Someone who's like doesn't even want to be here. He just immediately guns for me. If he takes me out, he's the fucking king. If he doesn't, he gets to go back to his regular life anyways.
Yeah, I mean, true.
I just gave him the fucking biggest fucking cheat code to supremacy.
But now if he does it, it looks scripted, so he may not want to do it now.
He'll find a way. He don't give a fuck. Twiggy don't give a fuck.
True. Good point.
Twiggy don't give a fuck. That's one thing I know about Twiggy. He don't give a fuck. Xylie.
Billy, do you feel like I have your back with things?
Yeah.
Hey, Spill Tea, shut the fuck up.
Hey-oh. Do I feel like I need Xylie to have my back with things? Nah, but she still got it.
Damn right I do. Just like I said in the Discord, only I get to fuck with Billy, nobody else.
We're all just human beings.
Belial, I don't have Roxy or Becky blocked on the Discord. I just unfriended them so they couldn't DM me. I don't have them blocked at all. I don't have them blocked on Discord. I see every time they type in the Discord.
Yeah.
I just I won't talk to them in private.
Yeah.
I unfriended them. That's it. I didn't block them.
It goes down in the DMs. It doesn't go down in the DMs.
Exactly.
Dude, Twiggy's back. It's about to be a wild ride. I'm hungry too.
I'm tired.
You tired?
This has been stressful the last couple nights.
Not for me.
Listen, bro, it really does boil down to this. Listen, I know what kind of person I am. I fucking love confrontation. And that's what that bothers me. So that's why I try to stay out of it as much as possible. Because I do like it way too much. You know what I'm saying?
I just like being on screen with an audience. I didn't like the fact that people I care about in the audience thinking that I was picking on Nightmare.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I
was like, guys,
I know.
I could tell you I'm not, but you're not going to listen, so whatever. I didn't like Nightmare using that, whether he thought it or not. I didn't like Nightmare using that, but it was what it is, you know? Nightmare obviously sees the world through his own eyes, and I'm sure he probably doesn't see himself as the bad guy. Why would he?
Well, technically, we all see the world in our own eyes because it's through your own lived experiences that you see the world.
But at some point in time, you can start taking yourself out of your lived experiences and
I do
looking at
agree.
the world through other people's perspectives, right?
No, I agree. I 100% agree with that.
Through consideration, you can start seeing the world as other people see it. And I've been doing
You got
that.
to learn how to see different perspectives.
I've been doing that for a long time, and it helps give me the ability to understand people. And once you understand people, you can deconstruct them.
Yeah.
And when you can deconstruct people, you can put them back together with vital parts missing. And then you can watch them
Pecan,
self-destruct.
I'm still waiting for Xylie Big Mad. I think she calmed down. Yeah, I believe me. I was going to change the title to this to Billy instead of Xylie.
Neverender says, I don't care about you picking on Nightmare. I don't think I was picking on him. I think I was just reacting, right? That's the difference. I thought I was reacting to him coming at me. That's the difference, you know? But that's my perspective. If you look at everything, I thought I was just reacting to things. I thought I was just being big dog barking back.
Well, see, here's the thing. One thing I appreciate about you is when something's really important for me and I want to get it out, you have that chance. And I knew this was important to you because of how you felt about it. And I think you needed your chance to say it, you know, and get it out. So,
yeah.
I wanted you to have your space to do it. I'll always back you up when something's important to you and you feel like you need to say something. I'll always have your back to say it.
Yeah.
You know? So Jen says, LOL, Billy's dragging this out. Go enjoy your night. I'm trying to. We got 3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes left.
I got the redirect in.
Poke Gaga says, Billy is a good guy. He only punches after getting swung at. He only hits as hard as he gets hit. That's what he means by means to be grown. Goal for a real good night. Real good night.
There's only 3 minutes left, Poke Gaga.
Yeah, we're about to cap it off. I do hit harder than I get hit, right?
That's what you're supposed to do.
If you come at me, I'm going to use that as a reason to put on a show, right? Because I need to show everybody why not to fuck with me. I'm going to make an example out of somebody. I'm going to be loud. I'm going to be angry. And then if you come at me and say, well, you lost your shit, I'm like, yeah, I did lose my shit by choice. I lose my shit when people push me too far. And that's so everybody around me sees Big Bad Billy in action, so that people who push me in the future know exactly what they're getting into. You know, it's just a simple thing. I don't hit back equally. I hit back shock and awe. But I'm not trying to fucking end nobody. I'm not trying to fucking. Well, some people I think do need to be ended. Some people are just bad people. But I don't think Grim and Nightmare are bad people. I don't believe that.
I don't think so either.
I don't believe that. Where's Redirect? I would have suggested to go to Roxy if Nerds was like doing better than Roxy.
I told Huge Ass it's going to Nerds because I am vengeful.
Well, if Nerds had more viewers than Roxy, I would have said let's throw them to Roxy. But knowing that Nerds doesn't, I'm like, let's throw them to whoever has the least amount of viewers, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I hit back with exponential force.
I think Local Satan actually, that's the same point you make, Billy. No one's inherently bad in the LCU. They just do Local things.
Yeah, exactly.
You say that shit all the time.
Yeah. And if someone wants to do Local things, we're here to milk them. That's Local Rewind. Ladies and gentlemen, put Trey's in the chat for the homie Trey. You know him. Xylie, anything you want to say to Trey or the audience before we go?
Thank you for the donations. Thank you for the new memberships. And thank you for just being here at our moment of peace. Because that's what we do here in Rewind.
Goodbye, everybody. It's time to go. Go check out Local Nerds and tell them Trey sent you.